Hello and welcome home. This is part 2 of episode 364. I'm Tom. I've got Trevor, and we've also got a special guest with us today who's been with us a bunch of different times. We have Becky, who Becky has been a listener for. I mean, how long have you listened to us for? I'm trying to even think.
Oh no,
almost the whole time. I think.
Yeah.
Almost the whole time. I think. Honestly, Derek DeBoer is the one who told me to listen, probably because he was like, hey, I'm on this podcast. You should listen. And then immediately I was like, well, I'm going to keep listening to that. So it was probably, shout out to everyone's favorite Derek. But
we need to get Derek back on. That's been a long topic of conversation that we've been trying to work on for a while here. Unfortunately,
2019, 2018.
That's about when we started.
A long time. Almost the whole
long
deal.
time. Yeah.
That's amazing. So Becky's one of our longtime listeners. Becky also, you're still doing your podcast, right? Or are you not still doing your podcast? Are you on hiatus?
Hiatus, very hiatusy.
Okay.
We still I still talk with them all the time, but we don't. Yeah. We all have high school kids and younger and older.
It's hard.
Nobody has time.
We just finish up high school. Yeah, I get you.
That's a tough
theater.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing. I'm not there. I have the 8-year-old, but that's I totally understand that. So, but I got to be on your podcast that one time, and that was a lot of fun. So, but hopefully, someday you do it again. But if you want to plug it, you can. But
not now. Not with now.
Anyway, that's a big thing. So we did a part 1 of this episode, which was me talking for 2 hours about my vacation. That was, the shortest vacation I've ever taken. And I don't know why it took 2 hours for us to talk about it, but it did. So, and unfortunately the timing here too is crazy because we just had D23, the Horizons Experience Showcase. And for the first time, I don't think they did this last year. They streamed this on Disney Plus, which I really appreciated because, and I think Becky, you were talking about this in our Discord. Usually if you want to see D23 stuff, you either need to go to D23, right? Yeah. Or you watch some sketchy, shaky video from some vlogger that posted it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I like that Disney's controlling the narrative with releasing this stuff on their own. Like, that's the official. And then when somebody else does it, cool. But now Disney can easily be like, that's great. However, our actual official one is this. It makes it easier for them to have a position that's out there.
Yeah.
And like on the ride videos and like everything. Yeah, exactly. Control the narrative.
They've really been doing that a lot more lately. Right? Yeah. We talked about that too, where they saw that there was like this huge, I don't want to say marketplace because it's not really a marketplace on YouTube, right? For these kinds of videos, but there's a huge amount of these ride along videos and Disney's like, well, we can provide the best production value of that. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And so they have, and of course Disney Plus is a great place to stream these things live. And so, listen, the production was not without its technical issues. We talked about this a little bit on our Discord. It was very hard to hear the crowd. So one of the things they did this year that was very different, in past years with the Parks panel, you had, usually Josh coming up and then some, Imagineers would come up and they would just kind of talk about the projects they're working on. It wasn't like produced, right? It wasn't like a show, right? It was like a TED talk about Imagineering. That's like what it was, right? But this time they're like, let's make this a whole thing. Let's like make it a production. And so it's hosted by Neil Patrick Harris, legendary Disney fan, Neil Patrick Harris. And I mean, he did a whole opening number that was literally filled with Easter eggs and things that, a lot of if you know stuff, right? Like I was watching that and I'm like, dude, he's making references that if you're not a big Parks fan, you're not going to understand, Right. So go, Trevor.
I was going to say, I think the biggest one that got me was they had Tig Notaro was on there with him as well.
Yeah.
And she came out dressed as the Yeti and was like, so I'm just going to stand here. I know they addressed it later in the show, but it was like, it was so very pointed, and that was one of those moments where you actually heard the reaction from the crowd, which again, as we talked about, like the crowd reaction was not always like obvious, but that was one of those moments where everybody very clearly was like, this is an inside joke, and I appreciate that. Like there was a lot of those interspersed throughout his numbers and just the general show.
What got me is in the opening number, he said something about an animatronic being in B mode, right? And when he said that, I was like, that's not a thing your general person is going to know what that means, right? Like, so the fact that he said that, like, you know, I also enjoyed the self-deprecation of it all, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They spent a lot of time making fun of kind of, not their own missteps, but their own things that everybody know, like that Disney fans make fun of all the time, like Disco Yeti. I mean, Disco Yeti, I cannot believe they did a whole thing around Disco Yeti. I can't, I was shocked.
They brought out Gloria Gaynor to sing about sending off Disco Yeti. Like, it's so good.
Amazing.
I found myself like nodding and kind of chuckling along with it quietly. And I'm like, part of me was like, oh my gosh, I wonder who caught that. Then I'm like, no, everyone in that room probably should have caught that. But then I'm like, I can't hear it. But I liked
you can't hear the crowd. Yeah. I loved it overall. I thought it was great overall. It was really long. You know, and you know, could you have taken out maybe one of the musical performances or like some of the random bits? Sure. But I liked that they themed it to Carousel of Progress. I loved that they had a band, they like a live band there that was playing Disney Parks music that they were calling the Phoenicians, which was
yeah.
At the very beginning, he's like, please thank the Phoenicians.
Yeah, that was
like
hilarious.
Immediately.
Yeah. But his whole opening number was fantastic. I mean, it was so well done. I mean, it was like I was shocked at how much there was. I also Jack McBrayer showed up a bunch, who I love. I love Jack McBrayer.
I liked his bits. He made me really happy with all the stuff he was doing.
My new best friend John Stamos was there. You know,
this stuff that NPH was saying was what I was expecting to also occur with John Stamos, who missed every possible mark until the very end when he's like taking selfies
Stamos
with people. It was like, what's happening?
I did notice he took out his earpiece partway through one of the like you could actually see like it's hanging down on his on his lapel, and I was like, he must have been having audio issues or something. And I feel like, you know, we kind of talked about there was clearly some there was some live stuff going on, like live mishaps, which happens with live TV. Sure. And I feel like he was just kind of running with it, which, like you said, there's a difference between somebody like Neil Patrick Harris who can improv on the spot versus I don't think John Stamos does that kind of improv.
Lot of that,
doesn't have the improv skills. No. But he was just being weird. Like he kept stepping on everybody else talking and then just like awkwardly it was just very odd. Honestly, I will say one of my favorite jokes of the entire night, and again, another one of the things that if you know, you know, is at the end when he's saying goodbye to Neil Patrick Harris, they start talking about the Disney auction and they're awkwardly saying to each other like,
so are you going to be there?
You going to bid on anything? Because if you know that, you know, and I don't want to give away the if you know, you know, both of those guys have very significant Disney Parks collections, and they are both constantly bidding on things like at auctions like this. So the fact that they made that joke was really funny, and it was this thing again that only if you know those two guys are huge Disney fans that collect Disney Parks memorabilia is it really funny to you, you know?
Yeah. My son
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. He walked in from work or whatever, right as it was kind of spinning up, and he sees John Stamos, who goes, I don't know who that guy is. And I told him, and he goes, oh, okay. I know who that is now, but he didn't have that recognition. So he's like, what is even happening with this guy? He goes, I know Neil Patrick Harris, but I'm confused right I was like, well, in the 90s.
In the 90s, there's this guy, Uncle Jesse.
If you want true Disney lore, my son can spout anything, but like coming up with like who celebrities are and what they look like, he's like, that's not a person I care about.
I mean, to that point, what I think was the weirdest pull was bringing on Beck at the end of the
that was weird.
The end of the presentation.
Yeah.
Beck was an odd one. And I'm like, Beck is going to be there. Then there was this really long chunk where Beck wasn't there.
Yeah, Beck
then he came out and I'm like, what?
Yeah. And so he was doing like the Cruella DeVille thing. And I was like, okay. And then he did Where It's At, which I was like, as the closing number, which I'm like, cool. You know, these people got like a little like mini concert from Beck.
That's the only.
But I'm like, I did not have that on my prediction card. You know,
no.
I think maybe for next year, Tom. Yeah. Maybe for next year, Tom, we need to predict which person or which famous person from like 20 or 30 years ago they're going to bring out that randomly bring out. About.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, and I mean, I don't know if we want to just start going through these things and we can talk about all of the people that appeared. I mean, we kind of been doing it, but when they talked about Villains Land and, they had Glenn Close come out as Cruella. That was really great. We talked about it, and she killed it. I think everybody in the Discord was just talking about how great she was. And she was. I mean, she was very into it, although it seemed at one point that she forgot her lines, but that's neither here nor there.
But she can cover that crap. No,
she's Glenn Close.
She didn't have any issues.
It doesn't matter. At one point, I thought she improv the part about creating a new attraction because it seemed like she said that, and then there was no follow-up, and no one said anything and reacted to her saying, there should be a Cruella de Vil attraction. It got thrown out there and then just disappeared into the ether.
Was it like a joke bit that she's doing because she should be the most important or not?
Or not, right? But you can't say that at the parks panel like that, right? Because people are going to take that a certain way,
But like I felt where it was leaning towards was, not like. Because they had just announced the 2 attractions for Villains Land.
Yeah.
But then I felt like they were going to use her as like a means of like saying like, oh, like there's a restaurant or there's like like a pavilion or something related to Cruella de Vil. But like you said, then it just kind of like like nothing happened. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I get they were kind of tying it into like, oh, she's a villain, but it's like, okay, but
she also came out very aggressively in those heels, and I was like literally holding my breath. I'm like, she's about to fall off the stage. Like if she falls off the stage, then that's all people are going to talk about. No one's going to talk about anything else that was done in here. It was all about Glenn Close falling off the stage.
Yeah.
But let's start talking about what was actually announced, okay? Because it's funny because we were saying it was a really long thing, and as you're watching it, I'm like, I don't feel like they announced that much, and then I put it all together, and I'm like, oh, it's actually a lot. Now, given one of my, I'm not going to call this a criticism because it's fine, right? But I as naturally you announce things, I want more details, right? Most of the announcements here were fairly high level and not detailed. There are some details. We got details about some things, but some things they just threw out there are like, this is happening, and gave us no details on timeline, no details on what's happening. And that's okay because you don't want to make it a 5-hour thing. And Disney likes to stretch these things out as far as they can. They don't want to do everything in one event. They want to be able to announce these things piece by piece to, create hype and things like that. So I understand that, but a lot of this stuff was very, high level stuff. But we're going to talk about it all. So we're just give me one sec here. We're gonna talk through everything that we saw at Horizons and kind of give our thoughts on these things. So first things first here. First things first. We're going to talk a little bit about one of my very favorite things. Why is this not working? There we go. All right. The Imagineering Story. All right. So I think I've talked about the Imagineering Story like, I don't know, probably at least every other episode.
Many times.
All right, Trevor. I see how it is.
Many times.
Trevor's getting tired of me talking about
No. You're allowed to have your favorites. It doesn't have to be like I enjoy it. It's not my
I get it.
First thing that I go to, but I get it. It's fair.
It just happens to come up because that's the nature of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Things all roads lead back to it for a reason.
and I love the Imagineering Story. I like that they brought out Leslie Iwerks, and that was really nice, especially since her father just died, who was a Disney legend. So it was kind of a nice little thing. But I love the Imagineering Story. I love what they did with it, what she did with it. To start. The one thing that got me too, though, in this whole and all the announcements they had is I feel like every time they announce something, there's like coming in 2028. I'm like, that's forever from now. Like,
it's still 2026.
Because they were like, oh, I can announce that the Imagineering Story season 2 is coming in early 2028, and I'm like, wait, what now? Like, you're announcing something that's over a year and a half from now? Like, give me that now. I want it now.
Yeah, I feel like. Sorry, go ahead, Becky. Yeah.
Oh, just that they could have had, like, even if they were total softball news items, they could have had a couple things that'll be like, this is happening in September. I don't know. Something that would have felt like you're getting something now.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, I get. The problem with that is, like you said, is, if they're like, hey, we're like opening a new like sandwich stand or something, like it's like I came all the way to D23 for that.
True.
Like there is an expectation of like this is like the bigger hitting things, which to your point, Tom, the hard part is, and we talked about this in the past, is that we know that a lot of these things are, they have talked about a lot of the items here previously, and we're just getting more details on it, but these are like multi-year things. And I mean, you can go as far back as Galaxy's Edge, like, from when they announced it to when it happened, it was like 5 years.
Takes a long time
of waiting. Yeah. So, I mean, I will give them credit that it seems like they're doing a better job of pacing these things, that I feel like even the ones that they didn't give like definitive answers on, they showed progress enough that you can kind of get a vibe of where like it's going to come sooner than you think. We're
it's gonna be faster.
I feel like we're a couple years out, not 5 years out.
Well, and when I really thought about it, is like, okay, well, 2028 is not that far away, right? Like this year is, got 4 months left in it. So you're talking a year and 4 months. It feels longer than it actually is, but it is a fairly long time. But one of the other things that we got besides Imagineering Story was and this whole thing, by the way, was themed to the Carousel of Progress, which I appreciate as a huge fan of Carousel of Progress, that they were, really kind of, they did like a whole thing where they were doing the turning of the Carousel of Progress.
It was a cool effect. I liked that. Yeah.
I really liked
the transition between bits in the in the show. Yeah.
So we got some Carousel of Progress news. So we've seen this one before. They've put this one out there before. This is a concept art of the fourth act. This is of the fourth act, right? So we've seen this one. This one is new though. So this one we have not seen. This is of Act 2.
The 80s.
This is for the 80s, which, I mean, if that yellow fridge is, really bringing back some 80s memories there.
This is hitting weird notes in my childhood, which I'm happy about, but also I'm like, wait a minute, this is like seeing a Nintendo in a museum. It's like, but no, wait, like I'm not that old.
Is this Uncle Orville in the corner there in the bathtub? Is like, this is where
I think it is. Yeah, he's with the pink tile. Like that's
and the carpet on the toilet and toilet.
Oh, the carpet. That's right. Yeah. That's got to be a padded.
I just saw that
too. That has to be.
Padded plush carpet toilet seat. Yeah.
The lid that no one sits on.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think,
and the screen door gets me too. Like I don't know. I didn't think about that detail, but it's like those like screen doors are very 80s.
But also the father rocking the I mean, he's like Marty McFlying it right there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got, like, right. I mean, he's got the plaid shirt going on, and he's got the poofy vest, right? So, which is great. Although I feel like Mom's hair needs to be a little bigger than it is, but
this could be the earlier.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We need a little poof, a little more in the front.
Also, can we talk about they announced the voices for Mom and Dad?
That's a big thing that I got very excited about.
Okay, and the voice for Mom is Jamie Lee Curtis. The voice for Dad is Bryan Cranston, which I like. Both of those are going to kill it. But let's think for a minute about, we have an 80s Halloween theme here with Jamie Lee Curtis doing a voice in it.
Yeah.
Like, because, she's like the original Scream Queen from Halloween. Like,
it's true. Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a nod in there somewhere. I feel like there has to be a nod in there somewhere to that.
All I can, ever since they made this announcement, all I can do now is hear Bryan Cranston doing the current narration for it. Like, I can hear him doing it because his voice is so perfect for this. He almost sounds like the original guy, right? Like I love that casting. I think that's awesome. I'm excited for that.
I mean, I just need to go back and watch more Malcolm in the Middle, I think, because that, like, I feel like he's going to bring that, like, it's that energy, right?
Yes.
Like, he has that, like, dad energy. And I think it's perfect.
We also talk about, I just know, go ahead, Becky.
Oh, this is the part where my 20-year-old he goes, oh, that's Walter White. That was actually the cutest.
That's kind of funny.
My son does the same thing to me. Yeah, exactly the same thing, Becky. Yeah.
Because our two younger middles are like watch Malcolm in the Middle. Like, we kind of bridge them into like the older like The Office and older programming as the younger ones are in bed. Then as they get older, they can watch something that the little ones should, whatever. And so currently our 13-year-old's almost done with Malcolm in the Middle. But every time my son walks through the room, that's Walter White, just to make them mad. So then it happened to be right during this panel. And I'm like, so every time we go there now, he's going to say it.
I realize now because we're planning a trip next year, and so my son is older. I'm going to try and convince him to go on the new Carousel of Progress, but I'm going to have to say to him, well, Walter White's in it, you know.
Yeah.
That's the way you're going to get him.
So you have to phrase it to that age group. Yeah.
Can we talk about there's an answering machine in there too? I just noticed.
I saw that brick. Yep.
So kids, you know why I love this? Because my daughter is going to learn about things that were not that long ago, that like, you know, about answering machines, about, you know, because I was talking to my wife about that. I said at D23 they were selling a Phantasmic on vinyl, right? And my daughter goes, "What's that?" And I'm like, "I'm not even going to try to explain it to you. Honestly, I'm just not. I don't even want to try to explain.
It's with little bumps in it, and you use a pin in it. No,
I'm just no. But this show can explain a lot of these things, right? Like you can really show them, like, yeah, this is how it was, right? Like,
but the weird thing is like again, this is where I struggle with this. Is that, you know, we watch these scenes from like the 50s and the 60s, going like, oh yeah, that's before my time. Wow, that's amazing to see. And now there's going to be a whole new generation going, wow, that's from before my time. And I'm going, but no, wait, that's my time.
That's my time.
Right.
Yeah, but that's how my mom
this is our time
watching this though, right? But like the original one, right? Because she, you know, it was like, yeah, I remember those times, right? Like, you know, I mean, I always talk about this. The Carousel of Progress like holds a close place in my heart because my mom, you know, went and saw it at the World's Fair when it debuted. And so when we were kids, we'd always go on the Carousel of Progress because it meant a lot to her. So it always has meant a lot to us too. And actually, my daughter really loves Carousel of Progress. She really likes the song. She sings along. You know, it's just, it makes me happy to see it getting the love that it needs to get, right? And I love the decades they chose. And like I said, if we don't, in the 90s, you know, scene, if we don't hear the AOL, you know, dial-up sound going on, this is going to be a real problem for me. We're going to need to see some AIM, you know, messages going on too. I need to hear that, you know, the little AIM, the boop sound, you know, that you would get. You know, listen, away messages were an art for me back in, you know, high school and college. Okay, that was an art form for me. So I need to see that in this.
It's going to be weird to be sitting in a show and have like the dialogue pause while they wait for the dial-up to continue go through. But I feel like they have to do it, right? Like you have to like sit in that dial-up sound for at least a minute.
Not only that, somebody needs to pick up the phone while they're already logged on, right? Like someone else needs to pick up the phone. That's what. Yeah, that has to happen too, right?
100%.
So, yeah, sure.
I'm hoping they'll do this. I feel like these are shared experiences that really just exemplify the 90s. So like they have to do it, right?
Yeah, that's the age of the people creating it now, right? So they've got to.
Yeah, exactly.
We would also have this conversation.
I think you bring up a good point, Becky, that, you know, when you talk about Carousel of Progress, I think every iteration of it has to be, you know, like the previous iteration was people that lived through those eras, right? Sure. And so now we're getting people that have lived through our eras. And then the hard part's going to be is at some point this is going to change again. And it's going to be eras past, like, right? Like it's going to be like, oh, imagine like, you know, the 2010s in Carousel of Progress. But it's going to happen. Ooh. Like, I know. Sorry, I don't mean to scare you.
There is though also
it is an interesting point, right?
Yeah,
like
it is. There is a weird thing going on though with like kids right now where they have 90s nostalgia for something they didn't experience. Like I read a whole article about the current generation has a nostalgia for the 90s that they never actually experienced. And it's kind of an interesting thing because it's going to play into that a little bit too. But I don't know.
To be fair, I was very interested in like 70s culture when I was growing up, even though I was born
70s culture was very popular when we were in the 90s.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's just a natural progression thing that happens.
Yeah. All right, so let's move to out of Carousel of Progress. We got our Jamie Lee Curtis and Bryan Cranston, which is, I don't even think that was rumored, so that's great news. I'm glad that they decided to just...
Great announcement.
Yeah, that's a great announcement to me. I think that's a good choice, and it's hard to replace like classic voices like that, but at the same time, it's not like I mean, all those people are dead. You can't bring them back from the dead to do a new narration. You can't. So it is what it is, right? I mean, unless you use AI, but we know that that's fraud. So
they didn't choose young people to do it for this iteration either. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. All right. So the next thing we got randomly was some Disneyland stuff, but not new stuff. It's returning stuff, right? So, so one of the interesting things I thought there was a lot of rumors that Main Street Electrical Parade was coming back to Disneyland.
Sorry, I have this picture in my bedroom. It's
a great picture.
You picked a very great picture for this. It's so
yeah. So so let's the original World of Color returning to California Adventure in February 2027 is something we got. So that's
Jeff's kiss.
Yeah, that's so I was gonna say that I was gonna say this at the end, but we can say this now too. This whole parks panel in D23 made me feel like, and they actually said this too, right? Is the Thomas was, I forget how to say it, Maslam or Maslam? Yeah. The new Josh. We'll go new Josh, okay? New Josh said at least 10 times in this whole presentation that everything we do is for you, and we've been listening and we're doing the things that you've been asking us to do. And honestly, all the stuff they announced was stuff that people have been asking for, right? And we'll get into that. A lot of the stuff. I mean, listen, there are still things people have been asking for that we're not in here. But a lot of the things that people have been like complaining about, joking about, or just, not happy about for years, it's like they're checking off a grievance checklist, right? So, and my wife says to me earlier, she goes, "Why do you think all of a sudden they're doing that?" And I said, honestly, I think it's Josh. I think he was the head of parks for a long time, probably wanted to do these things, and there was never the attention to it. Now, all of a sudden, he's like, let's do all this stuff we want to do, because I think he's a parks fan, and I think he probably wants these things done too. So I don't know that for sure. I mean, it's just a guess, but I think people are pretty excited to go back to the original Worlds of Color, right? I mean, just by your reaction, Trevor.
I mean, I loved it. Like I don't know if I know there's been a few different iterations of it. I don't know. You've seen World of Color, right, Becky?
I have a couple of times, but I honestly couldn't tell you which. I mean, based on years, I'm sure we could figure out what iteration it was. But I didn't start going to anything Disney until 2004, and Disneyland I didn't get to until 15 years later or so. So it's
okay.
Or 12 years later, maybe something. So it's not like I was ever, as a child, remembering any of that stuff. So
fair. I mean, World of Color, like, it hasn't been around as long as other things, but they kept making changes to it. So like I did get a chance to see it when it was in its original iteration, which it's the same kind of thing as like, talking about like wishes versus happily ever after. Like it's just like personal preference at the end of the day. Like I said, at the end of the day, though, I do love World of Color just as a show, regardless of the iteration, like them just continuing to keep it going and not replace it with something new,
right?
Is like I think that says a lot about the staying power of the show, and like if you've watched it, you get it, kind of thing, right? Like it's like a lot of the shows, it's just it makes me happy that they're giving it the attention it deserves. So
the other thing they mentioned is a refresh version of Remember Dreams Come True. The Nighttime Spectacular is coming also in February 2027 with new projections to Sleeping Beauty Castle, and also Rivers of America and Small World and all the way down Main Street USA. So we've got that. The one that, I mean, listen, I didn't see this. I haven't seen this parade in person, but I've seen it about 1 million times on YouTube because my daughter is obsessed with it. We listen to the soundtrack of this constantly in my house, like literally constantly, because it is really good, right? So Magic Happens, which was open for 2 weeks before the pandemic happened, literally 2 weeks, I think. And so now it's making a comeback. And honestly, I haven't gotten to see this in person, but watching it on video, it is an excellent parade, both at night and during the day. And so I'm really glad to see this coming back.
Yeah, I have a friend who is a previous character performer and parade performer at Disney World, and this was always her favorite. Anytime we'd be, driving to Fort Lauderdale to get on a Disney cruise or whatever, she's like, this is the soundtrack for our whole drive. And I'm like, the whole drive. And because she just loved it as a performer, and she's like, well, we just never got to see it. It's just not fair. I'm like, let's do it. So I know it only through her obsession with it. So I was like, last night, I'm like, she's going to be so excited.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
So,
it
I was
looks like an
excited.
awesome parade. I mean, we like I said, as every time we watch videos of it, it's just really, it's very classic Disney parade, but it's like it's very different too. Like it's really, fun and funky, and like, I mean, just from the picture I have on the screen right now, like the costumes are really kind of crazy, right? But the music to it is like, it's so well synced, and the floats are really really awesome. Like they're huge floats. It's a great parade.
It has the same vibes as Paint the Night does.
Yes,
which like
should be the only parade ever in existence, honestly.
I mean,
I'm not bitter that I'm going to miss it by a week and a half when I go at the end of this month. Not at all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I should point out, like, the costumes and everything that you're showing here, Tom, this is from the 60th anniversary. So I'm curious how, like I expect there's going to be some updates and refreshes to it, because
maybe
the interesting thing about the parade is that because of how like crazy the costuming and everything is in it, they can keep updating it with new costumes and new like the floats and everything can all be redone, but like it still holds the same impact as a parade, right? Like it's kind of an interesting thing. Like it's like you can keep the parade the same, but you can change the visuals of it to meet whatever the current like festival or anniversary is, which I think maybe that might be what I think Disney is going for with bringing a lot of these things back, is that they realize that they do have some things that, they hit the right way for a lot of people and they got huge reactions, and they're on the verge of being those timeless things like Electrical Parade, right? Like Main Street Electrical Parade, it was timeless, right? I feel like they finally realized that, hey, they got to actually lean into this stuff and stop trying to invent something new.
Every time.
Yeah, exactly. Like stop reinventing it. Just put a coat of wax on it and make it look pretty, right? Like
it's almost like the Disney Vault strategy of back in the day, where it was like, we put this VHS in the vault, you'll never be able to buy it again, and it's like, no, we will though. Like, like that's it. You're going to sell it again, right? Like you're
Jack
just creating
Sparrow
scarcity.
told me I could get your movie whenever I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
All right. Anything else on Disneyland? Or are we good here? Are we good to move on?
No, I think that's enough for the parades until they come out.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about them more when they come out.
Okay. All right. All right. So we have a couple other things here now. So this is Disneyland Paris. Now, if you have I'm sorry, I gotta say, if you watch the Imagineering Story, I think a lot of people would, even though we never saw this in person, a lot of people would consider one of the bigger blunders of Disneyland Paris was changing Space Mountain from its original version to what they did later, because the original version that they made was both very unique and extremely cool, right? Like just really a beautiful ride that they, had this really cool like steampunk thing going on. And then for some reason they just ruined it later. Like they just decided to ruin it for no particular reason that anyone can understand. So basically what they're doing is just being like, yeah, we screwed that up. We're going back. Like we're just going to redo it and bring it back to where it was. Right? I mean,
I like it.
Yeah. No notes. Like it is perfect. Like you said, like I always saw like pictures and stuff of this, and like you said, I loved the idea of like a steampunk. It's based on Jules Verne, right? So it's like seeing an iteration of Space Mountain like that. I was like, oh, that would have been really cool to see, and I think a lot of, again, just back to the general feel of this, is that I think Disney's heard a lot of like, I wish I could have seen X. And they're realizing, hey, well, we can just bring it back, right?
Just bring back X. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
I need to, I don't even know that I've ever actually seen like an on-ride video of this ride either, because it is a very different Space Mountain.
Yeah. So in fact, if I remember correctly, it was the first roller coaster to use a launch that was on an incline. They actually created the technology to do that. It has this really cool effect where on the outside it looks like the train's being shot out of a cannon, which is awesome. Like such a unique version of Space Mountain, and it's the only one that goes upside down. It has multiple inversions, so it's just cool that they're bringing it back to where it should be.
Yeah.
So, Becky, I don't know if you have thoughts on this. This is one of the things you're.
I'm excited. I have lots of reasons to want to go to Disneyland Paris. None of them have anything to do with going to actual Paris. So thankfully, they can be separate.
Yeah, you can land in Paris and be like, "That's nice."
That's nice.
You can take the train straight from Charles de Gaulle Airport to Disneyland, and that is what I would.
Okay,
that's the way to do it.
I need to have a discussion with my wife. We've been talking about international park stuff and trying to figure out how to get to.
You can do like a long weekend trip and literally never have to go anywhere besides only Disney things in France.
Becky,
I'll keep that in mind.
Becky's a true fan right there. That's.
I may or may not have tried to plan this when I had like a 4-day little chunk with my oldest kid, but it didn't pan out. But that's his fault, not mine.
This is one of these okay, hear me out. Is that how that conversation started?
That happens daily in my
the other Space Mountain that is under construction. I honestly, by the way, I thought they were going to lead this into announcing something happening with Magic Kingdom Space Mountain. But then they didn't. They just didn't.
Well,
yeah. But they, because there's been rumors. But we have Space Mountain Earthrise, which is the new one that is coming to Tokyo Disneyland. Now, this is the only photo that they released, which is the logo, which is cool by itself. But I encourage you to go watch the actual event because they actually play like a little video of like the takeoff, like the lift hill, so to speak.
Yeah. It's like a digital version of the lift.
Yeah. And it looks pretty cool. And I mean, listen, the outside of this thing is the most unique of all of the Space Mountains. It's incredibly striking. And I almost wonder sometimes, like, if they decided to do that at Disney World, people would probably be mad, but they'd also probably be like, that's really cool though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird thing though, because you can't, it's like it's such an iconic thing. You can't, I don't know.
You know what though, to your point, like every Space Mountain now, and also, further going towards there talking about, I know it's further down, but we're going to have the Disneyland Tomorrowland get redone. I assume part of that's going to be some redos to or at least the outside of Space Mountain and all that. Maybe. Having each Space Mountain be so incredibly unique, I think really that does a lot of benefit for them. Because they're clearly all based on the same ride, but every park has their own take on it, which gives you more incentive to why you should go to every park. This particular one, we've seen concept art of it in the past. I realized what it reminded me of. I couldn't place it for the longest time, but it's Flight of the Navigator. The ship from Flight of the Navigator is what this Space Mountain looks like, which is it's almost alien looking, right?
Like, it looks like a spaceship. Yeah.
So now you have like the 1950s version of Space Mountain. You have the steampunk version of Space Mountain. Now you're going to have like an alien version, an alien looking version of Space Mountain, which that's awesome.
Yeah.
We need that. And if they said like we're going to redo one of the North American parks to look like that, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, yeah, okay, we kind of need that. So
I would be good with it personally because I think the park should always be changing. But I also like just even the outline of Space Mountain, like just the outline of that big mast they have on the top and everything is iconic, and they use it in a lot of stuff too. And it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I would be like I said, I'd be fine with it. I think it would really fit in nicely next to Tron there. And you really could put it against an entire reworking of Tomorrowland, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess. I mean, I still think, and we'll get into this a little bit. I still think there's more to come on Tomorrowland for Disney World, just personally, but
hopefully, yeah.
You sounded so sad when you said that, Becky.
Well, I mean, it's just.
I know.
Just the cars, man.
I know.
It needs some love, but I think
there's a lot going on.
I think Disneyland needs the love a lot more than Disney World does right now.
They both need it. They both need it.
Yeah.
Domestic parks, yes, please.
Yes. All right, but on to something else that is exciting to me, but I greet it with trepidation because they've announced for the second time that they will be redoing Spaceship Earth. Now, they didn't really say much about this, right? However, I am of the belief, based on what they did say, that this is the exact same thing that they announced in 2019 that they're going to do, maybe with some little upgrades here and there, from that design. But it's pretty much the same concept. And they're just finally doing it since it got canceled from COVID. It's like it just took them, a bunch of years to recover from COVID. And now they're ready to actually do this. Because, listen, I was on Spaceship Earth a week ago. I love that ride to death, but it needs some love. It needs some love. It just does.
Mhm.
It's time for an update. It's been 20 years. Like, let's get it done. So I'm excited about this, but I'm also... when it closes its doors to actually go through the refurb, that's when I'll believe that it's actually happened. You know what I mean?
Made some mention of that they're not going to change too much, and even in the animatronics song at the beginning,
is what they said.
yeah, they had some of the animatronics were clearly from Spaceship Earth. That whole song had a lot of little peeks at what was going to happen during the rest of the show, and they showed the scientist girl in the skirt and whatever.
Yep.
And then a few, and I'm like, all right, is this a preview, or is this goodbye, or is this we're keeping this one, or
I feel like it was a goodbye, right? I mean, kind of.
I don't know. There's going to be the rage of all the people. We'll see.
I mean, even in 2019 when they announced this, they really didn't give us a lot of details. I think there was maybe one piece of concept art, if I remember correctly, but it was not a lot. And I mean, they just need to. I mean, they need to. They're going to change the story a little bit, right? So they're going to make it into, about human connection instead of communication, right? That was that's the idea there, and that's okay, that's good. I'm not against that, and I believe that's the same thing they announced in 2019. I'd have to look back, but I think that's what.
I don't even know if they went that far with announcing the theme change in 2019.
I don't remember,
but. Because I think there was talk of they were going to extend the ride was I think the biggest thing that we saw from it. Like I said, I don't remember maybe they did talk about the theme, but the I get what you're saying about it seems like they're going to just pick up what they were doing in 2019 and run with it. I disagree only because of what we've seen with Lakeshore Lodge that. So Lakeshore Lodge again, was originally Reflections. It had different theming to it. It had a lot of different things going on. And to be fair, Reflections did not look anything as good. It didn't look as good as Lakeshore Lodge is coming into.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that because I thought that it was pretty similar from what I've seen. I mean,
the concept arts that we saw felt it. I guess everything we saw didn't give us that same wow factor that Lakeshore Lodge has given us. I remember when we talked about Reflections, we were kind of it's kind of okay. So it didn't. I think the interesting thing is you're right that they picked up where they left off from 2019, but we've had 7 years for them to really look at the design, look at what they're doing, and iterate on it. I think. A lot of things have changed in terms of design in the last 7 years. For me, I guess personally, when I look at how design and everything evolves over time, 7 years ago, everything was square blocks. It felt there was a lot of modern design was let's just make everything gray and cubes and basic, right, or minimalistic, and that seems to be changing, which I think that will affect. This I know as an attraction it's still going to have its story beats and everything, but I still think this is going to be better than what we got in whatever the 2019 version would have been. I don't see them just picking up and running with it.
I pulled this up. I pulled this up just to say. Yeah. So what they announced in 2019 was that the ride would remain a journey through time, but new scenes designed to focus on how storytelling and human connection tie people together across generations. That's basically exactly what they said at the Parks panel. So, which is fine. They can keep that same thing, but and since we didn't see any concept art on the inside, we don't really know what they were planning. They could have updated all that, but the general overall idea seemed to stay the same, which is fine. That's fine. That works, but and they did also announce at that point a new finale experience as well. And new narration and all that stuff. They didn't say any of that at the Parks panel now. Yeah. I'm just assuming that most of the stuff they announced in 2019 is going to be the same applied to this. But we heard that there was so little that they said last night about it. They just said almost nothing.
Do you think we'll actually get to see the space station again in the
that'd be cool.
in the finale scene?
That'd be cool, right?
Because it's been there the whole time, right? Like we all know it's there.
Yeah.
Like I always look at it every time I go by that room because now that I know it's there, it's like, oh, there's that thing that they've covered up and hasn't been active forever. But I'm curious how they're going to change it. But also, again, this is one of these things that they said they're doing it, but we don't have a timeline on it.
No timeline, yeah.
Which makes me wonder, like, this could still be another, like, this could be a 5 years out thing that we're talking about, right?
How long do you...
Go ahead.
Oh, how long do you think it's going to take when they do it? Like, how much of it is ready and they can more quickly replace or swap out or adjust because they're waiting so long? I don't know.
One of the things I've noticed recently, Becky, to your point, is that they seem to be doing things much faster more recently. Like when they're doing these things, like it's almost like they're building everything ahead of time and then they're just installing instead of, like seemingly building the plane as they're flying it. You know what I mean? Like they're almost more prepared and more nimble and more fast than they have been before. So to your
3D
point,
printing is helping them with that, I think.
The other part of this though too is Spaceship Earth just by its nature presents a pretty unique challenge because of, I mean, it does because just bringing stuff up there. It's not the easiest thing in the world, right? Like
those stairs suck inside. I can say that from firsthand experience.
But like that's probably going to make it take a little bit longer too. So I mean, and it also just really depends on the scope of what they're doing here. Like if they're replacing all the ride vehicles, like that could take longer. If they're replacing every single animatronic in every scene and, starting from scratch, like, okay. One thing I'll tell you they need to do is replace the air conditioning system in there because every time I'm in there now, I'm like, come on, guys, like turn down the air here. Like I know it's Florida, but it's hot. So, listen, I'm excited for this. But what I think their problem is right now, honestly, why they didn't announce a date is they have too much stuff going on. Like they're building too many things right now to focus on another thing. I think they're going to wait for like maybe Tropical Americas to be done or Monstropolis or one of the other big projects that they're working on and then move on to this, right? Because it's like Epcot's okay for right now. We did all the work in Epcot a while ago. Let's the 50th anniversary is coming up, but we got some time, right? So
you don't want all of your parks under construction because right now they have 3 of their parks under construction.
That's the problem, right? And I mentioned this when I was in Animal Kingdom a week ago, right? Like there's like 3 attractions to Fast Pass that are worth Fast Passing. You know what I mean? Lightning Lane, like that's it right now in Animal Kingdom because there's just so much going on there. And, it's good, right? Like the progress is good, but at the same time, you can't have everything under construction at once, especially a people eater like Spaceship Earth. Like that eats, thousands of people, right? So you can't just take that down unless you're ready for everything else. Like I would be shocked if Figment and Spaceship Earth go down at the same time for refurbishment. Like that would surprise me, even though Figment is like,
that would be wild.
Yeah. I mean, you can't take 2 attractions offline like that, so.
Well, they're so close to each other and then you go further in the park and there's not that much more. Attraction.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
It really does. It hurts their capacity in Epcot as a whole. And also, I realize, again, the 2019 refresh they were planning for this, there was talk about expansion of the ride. I'm wondering if part of this change or what they're doing now is, I feel like they probably shelved the expansion because they didn't mention anything about that in the announcement. They just said that they're redoing the scenes and refreshing the ride. I wonder if maybe that's something that they conceded on is in order to do this quicker, they're not redoing the entire ride system past the because remember we had talked.
You can't redo it though, right? I think you're thinking of Figment, right?
No, because we were talking about it back in 2019 that because when they were demolishing Interventions, that there was talk that part of the building from Interventions was going to extend Spaceship Earth. So after you come down the hill, there would be like an
more
additional piece.
Yeah.
So I think maybe part of it is that they realize, doing that part probably doesn't make sense. And if they're just focusing on redoing the scenes and anything else inside of the ball, that's probably a lot easier than like doing large overhauls to the ride system.
Yeah, I'm excited for a new iteration of this. I want to see what they can do with it. And it's another classic attraction that I need some love. Give it some love.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of classic attractions that need some love and have a thing that we've, everybody's been talking about for a long, long time.
Yes.
I'm shocked they announced it. I really am. I feel like we've been saying for a long time that this is going to happen, but for them to actually say that they're going to do it is, again, this is why I think this is like a Josh, let's fix all the things that we are. I halfway expected them to announce they were going to fix the people mover at Disneyland last night. Because
I also thought that was happening.
Because that's what they're like, oh, let's fix all the things that have been broken, and one of those is the Yeti, and they're
People Mover and Yeti are like the two top ones.
Yeah.
I mean, and both of those were, the word has always been, well, it's very difficult to do, to fix either one of those things. And, all the talk for the longest time was like they have to take the mountain apart to take the Yeti out because the Yeti's built into the mountain. But it seems like they found a solution, right? Because they're not going to take the mountain apart. So maybe they will. I don't know. But it seems like they found a solution of some sort for this.
I have a take on this, but do you have thoughts first, Becky, before...
My only thought is no matter what they do, I'm going to be like, and why didn't you come up with this in any of the previous years? I can't wait to see what it is, because if it's something that they can do without starting over, there's been a lot. I mean, there's a lot of brains working on it. So I'm guessing it's a priority thing too. But
I'm betting it was a priority thing.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it back.
When they say that, when they say they're fixing the Yeti, I think we're going to get a brand new Yeti. Is what it is.
I agree with that.
I don't. Because when all the previous conversations, I guess, it was talking about, taking this existing animatronic out because it's bolted in and everything, they can cut it out, they can remove it in pieces. But the problem is that it's probably built in such a way that once you take it out, you can't put it back in without largely taking apart the mountain. But I think the part you're talking about, Becky, with, why haven't they figured out a new solution for this? I think a lot of this plays back into, and also Tom, hey, to plug the Imagineering Story, all the stuff that they've been doing around, the new animatronics, the new generation animatronics that are way lighter, way easier to produce, and I know they're
3D printed.
3D printed. The new hydraulic systems, everything else is it's a fraction of the weight. It's more durable, that it's something more modular that they can deal with. So I think their solution to this is that they're going to build something that they have the ability to maintain it, because the downfall of the Yeti was they built this whole thing and it was like, yeah, it's great, but they didn't think about, what happens when it breaks? What happens when something malfunctions?
Well, it was too powerful too.
Yeah. How do you address that? Right. And I think that's where the thinking has been, is that, this is going to be a new Yeti. It's not going to be the one that we saw. I feel it's going to still have the same size and
for sure
and impressiveness to it. But I think the inner workings of it are going to be vastly different than what we had before.
I would agree with that, Trevor. And the thing with the Yeti that we always, you always heard was they literally built it too powerful. Like, it was so powerful, it ripped itself out of its foundation, right? And
did you ever see it yourself?
I mean, I've seen pictures of it. I've seen them testing it, but
so I've actually seen it myself, and it was scary.
Massive,
it came over the track. You couldn't.
Well, now it's really going to come over the track because it's actually going to work. So, but I agree with you, Trevor. I think the reason why we're here now is because of their new techniques in building animatronics, where they can 3D print these parts quickly, and they're much lighter, they're much more durable, they're much easier to manage, so they can disassemble this thing from inside the mountain and then bring in piece by piece into the mountain the new Yeti and assemble it there. I kind of think that's what they're going to do. I mean, we don't really know, right? But I do think it maybe is because the technology now has advanced where they are doing this with animatronics all over the place, where they can produce these much, quicker, much lighter, much easier to produce, and that
more
will make
modular.
it more modular. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so that will allow them to do this in the way that they want to do it. So I think that's really what it comes down to. We don't really know. This is all speculation. I don't have reckless speculation sounds here, but it's that's what would make sense.
Yeah.
But I think this is great because, I mean, as most people know, the Yeti worked for like not very long. It was like a year.
Yeah.
If that.
I was
less than a year, I think.
I was lucky that I was there the year that it opened. And so I actually said this to my wife earlier because I was like, do you remember the Yeti? And she's like, well, no, because she's not ridden the ride recently. She stopped riding roller coasters after a while. But I had to point out to her, I was like, we rode it. And I very much remember how impressive it was. And then current iterations of it where like I even said to my wife that, my son's only ever seen the Disco Yeti. And so like he, as a kid, he thought it was cool. But, as he gets older, it's like, well, yeah, it's just a big like statue with a flashing light on it. Like that's all it is. And so he's going to get to see what I saw years ago that I've not been able to like convey to him, like how
awesome it really is.
Yeah. He knows that the ride is awesome. There's lots of other elements to the ride, but like the finale never hit the way that it should have. Right. So it's a weird thing, right? Like, we all talk about the Disco Yeti as like a meme, but it's like, there's really just a very small subset of people that actually know what's been missing this whole time.
Yeah. Because that's been just the reality since basically the park opened or since the ride opened, I should say, because it was not an opening day attraction. I actually remember going to Animal Kingdom and seeing it under construction, and seeing Everest under construction. But what was I going to say? Oh, the fact that they acknowledged Disco Yeti and then did the whole thing with Gloria Gaynor singing "I Will Survive" with just disco balls, and everything. Like,
such a hot take. I love it.
I couldn't believe they did it. I just really could. I loved that they did it. I love that they've been self like referential and like joking and being self-deprecating about these things because, you would sometimes in the past they haven't been, right? Like they just like don't acknowledge these things, and not only are they acknowledging it, they're acknowledging the nickname that everyone has given to it and then leaning into it, which is hilarious. So
I realized I need a Disco Yeti shirt now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put a RIP Disco Yeti shirt in our store. How about that, Trevor? Let's design a RIP Disco Yeti.
I don't even know if it needs to be RIP. I think we just need like a Disco Yeti of some sort. I'm sure there's shirts out there, but I need to I have a vision of what I think it should look like. But
can I Yeti and then staying alive?
Yeah, I'm thinking like the cover from like Saturday Night Fever.
Right.
Like that John Travolta pose and everything, but like the Yeti.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know what? Since they leaned into it, I wouldn't be shocked if Disney sells a shirt that has that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be shocking to me if later down the line when they go to replace it that they do a Disco Yeti shirt.
There is various versions of it. Yeah, there is a few out here.
I've never seen one though. That's funny.
Oh yeah. Just a quick search of it. There are. I see a couple. They're not exactly what I'm thinking. But yeah, there is room for Disco Yeti merch, I think.
I agree. I think that's a good idea. But listen, I think this is great news. Again, we don't have a timeline on this, and also again, if this is going to require them to shut down Everest, I don't know if this is a thing that they can do during the night and keep the ride going. They didn't say that. But if they're going to shut down Everest for this, there's zero chance that they do this before Tropical Americas.
Oh.
Zero chance.
Years
do we need to talk
now.
about Tropical Americas now?
I mean, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Okay. But, I just think there's zero chance that they're going to do it before then, unless they can do it while the ride is still operating. They might be able to. It's just the animatronic. Like, they could do it at night, maybe, unless they have to take the mountain apart. If they're doing what we're saying they're going to do, then they probably could do it while the ride's still operating. Not while trains are going by, obviously. But, Animal Kingdom Park closes at 7:00 most nights. That's a lot of time you can get stuff done before it gets, dark.
I feel like it would be weird to have a bunch of scaffolding where the Yeti is.
Just have a big tarp that has a Yeti on it.
Yeah. They can do the printed tarp.
Yeah. Right. Just throw the tarp on it. And throw a disco light on it. Just
say have the disco ball.
Yeah.
You're good. You can do that. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think people would rather have it sooner and have just a tarp with it on there than wait 5 years for it. Right?
Yeah, that's fair. I hope this is not a 5-year project.
Also, though, shout out to Joe Rohde, who said if it's the last thing he does, he will fix the Disco Yeti. Now, he doesn't work technically for Disney anymore, but he is a consultant for Imagineering. So, and he's getting older. So for me, I'm very excited for him that he can see this out before, as a final achievement, maybe.
And he did show up multiple times in
randomly,
the panel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Randomly, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
He has like a new book series or a new book out as well.
Yeah, his book comes out in September.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he does. Yes, it does. All right. So where are we at? Oh, Avengers stuff. Yeah, let's talk about Avengers. I'm doing it in the order they did it on the show, just so you know. That's how we're doing this.
Yep.
So we're going to go through these like a little bit quickly because a lot of this stuff is not in the States, right? So this one is at Shanghai Disney. This looks pretty cool, though. This Spider-Man coaster.
Part of an entire Spider-Man land, which I think is crazy. Yeah.
That's which wild. Is cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing they were talking about with the graffiti that they were doing? Like the art? Yeah. Like that was cool.
Yeah, they actually have artists doing all the like graffiti around the land and everything, which it's I'm curious to see what this is going to look like when it opens. And Shanghai is lower down my priority list for international parks, but stuff like this really, it always piques my interest, right? Like it's, and it's not like, I'll be honest, like the whole Avengers thing or just Avengers as an IP is not, or I've kind of moved past it because, my son's grown out of it and I'm just kind of like, okay, it's cool. But it's like, hey, I still want to ride a Spider-Man coaster. Like if you tell me there's a Spider-Man coaster somewhere, like that's interesting to me. And this concept art, like this looks like it's going to be impressive on the same level as the Yeti because it's huge. Robot looks huge.
Well, and when I first looked at it, I'm like, is this a screen? And then I'm like, no, there's a track on the other side that you go around this. So this is a physical prop, right? Becky, go ahead. I'm sorry. You're going to say something?
No, I'm just agreeing. I'm just like looking into the image more than I did last night.
You know what this feels like to me is it feels like Hagrid's coaster. Like it feels like they'll do something like that where it's like you won't be able to see these effects clearly from outside, but once you're on the ride, you're going to go through all of these scenes and everything. And I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah, oddly enough, this looks like it's outside. Now maybe it's inside and they're just showing outside, but this looks like it's outside. Based on
it is, and same thing with Hagrid's. Is like a lot of the stuff happens outside, but they did a good job of blocking it with like scenery and other things that you can't see it. And looking at like there's like all these shipping containers.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be one of these things where like the shipping containers block off big parts of the ride. Yeah.
What I think is interesting though here is that I would have expected them to use the same Guardians Omni Coaster system for this type of thing. It looks like you would benefit from those cars being rotated while you're going around this, right? But it seems like from the concept that they're not. But maybe it's just concept art. I don't know.
I wonder if this. I actually don't remember if they said this one has inversions or not. I'm wondering if there's limitations on the Guardians coaster because of they're doing inversions might be more complicated for that type of ride
it's heavy. It's that ride system's probably a lot heavier. It's got the batteries inside it and all that stuff. So that's definitely it's a possibility for sure. They also are talking, they were just talking about in Hong Kong, there's this whole Avengers area. The thing that was kind of, and this is not new information, right? This is I knew that they were building this in Hong Kong, but I was kind of laughing because I'm just looking at this. I'm like, oh, it's Tower of Terror with Avengers. Cool. Like that's literally the concept art is Tower of Terror. Like that's what it is. It's just Tower of Terror. And that's fine, right? Like if you're not going to have a Tower of Terror, you're just going to do it like Avengers. Okay, cool. Awesome.
But it's like the Guardians. Sorry, I can't remember the name of it in Disneyland. But
Mission Breakout, is that what it is?
Yeah, Mission Breakout. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's probably going to play very similar to Mission Breakout.
Yeah. Listen, the concept art looks cool. I'm not gonna say bad things about it. I mean, even the building itself is I mean, the whole area looks very cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but I just thought it was funny. I'm like, is that just? I had to look it up because I was like, I couldn't remember if Hong Kong Disneyland had a Tower of Terror or not, and I'm like, oh, are they just redoing Tower of Terror to be this? But they don't. So this is that new. But it's like you said, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's it's all that.
I mean, it's fine. I think they're doing the Avengers Campus stuff in California and Hong Kong, and like it's not my priority is the only thing. So it's like, fair. Yeah, it's cool.
I understand.
Yeah,
I get it.
So,
yeah.
So yeah,
we've also
kind of not. Yeah. This was the next one. This is the one in Disneyland, right?
This is Disneyland. I do appreciate the fact, and they made a point of this to say that the original actors are in this. And the reason why I say I appreciate that is because when I went on the Disney Treasure, and Becky, I don't know if you've done the Treasure yet. I know you do a lot. Okay.
Not yet. No.
But have you done it where the Worlds of Marvel restaurant, because it's on another ship too, right?
Yes.
It's on the Wish.
Yeah,
I think,
it was on the Wish. Yeah.
So it is very clear when you're in the Worlds of Marvel restaurant that Bradley Cooper's not doing Rocket. And it really annoys me. Like, it really, like, Bradley Cooper can't do Rocket for like 10 minutes for the crew. Like, come on. Like, you know, like, I know he's like an actor, but like Robert Downey Jr. is doing it. Come on. So, but I appreciate the fact, and listen, we all know that Buzz Lightyear in the parks is not Tim Allen, and Woody in the parks is not Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
And I get it, but it's like, I like when the actual actors that are doing the roles are doing these things, and it's not, you know, just some facsimile that kind of sounds like them, you know?
Yeah.
Budgeting the ride appearances into the movie IPs is valuable. Yeah. It does make a difference.
I don't know. Like, maybe it's just that Robert Downey Jr. doesn't have a brother do stuff for him like Tom Hanks and
Just figure it's your scorn for Kermit.
Oh gosh, yeah, he's got a little better. He's got a little bit
improved.
You know what though? It varies. Sometimes he sounds great. Sometimes it sounds terrible. I don't know why he's all over the map, but I don't know. That's neither here nor there.
Nope.
So, but anyway, so we got a little look here at this new attraction that's coming to Avengers Campus at Disneyland. This is Stark Flight Lab, and so these big pods come, and it's almost like Sum of All Fears at Interventions. Essentially, what they did here.
Mm-hmm.
But a little cooler because like the arm comes and picks you up and all that stuff, and whereas the other, those were like the arms were already connected. But whatever. But I think they also gave a general date for this. Didn't they say like 28 or something?
Yeah, I believe they said this was one of the ones that was coming in 2028.
There was to find it though.
Yeah.
They specifically talked about like how it's all going to connect really soon to Radiator Springs, but
they're actually going to
really
open up
soon is a very interesting statement.
That was the most awkward Stamos moment of the whole thing, where he's like, well, what was there before? And they were like, a parking lot?
Dude, don't live there. He actually said he lives there.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was so
awkward. Parking lot. And no one needs a parking lot.
Because what he was talking about was Bugs Land used to be there.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought they were going to go, is like, well, yeah, there was a path from Bugs, like Cars Land connected into Bugs Land, connected to Tower of Terror. And that's all gone away. And it's like, I thought that's what he was leading into. And they start talking about some executive parking lot. And I'm like,
what are we talking about here? But
that might be where he parks.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this one, this ride will have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, and Brie Larson as Captain Marvel for this particular one. And then for the big e-ticket attraction that they're building, they gave us a look at the pre-show. And they made sure to mention that Jeremy Renner will be there as Hawkeye, Anthony Mackie again, Chris Hemsworth, and then Robert Downey Jr. All as, and then of course Miss Marvel as well. So again, all of the the original people, except I guess Mark Ruffalo couldn't be bothered. I'm just trashing these stars like they're like they care, But maybe they didn't have a place for Hulk. I don't know, but. Or I guess Tom Holland, I see Spider-Man there, so maybe he didn't, have.
There's too many to deal with. Just need the mask.
Yeah.
I think for a pre-show, you have to, kind of pick and choose your battles on that. It's not like you can have the whole cast show up for everything.
They'll probably just cut in some audio from one of the movies. I just hope you don't realize that it was audio from one of the movies. Like they do in Fantasmic, where it's like, a lot of like the villains talking, and they just kind of like cut some audio from the movie and made it sound like they're talking about Mickey, but they're, that kind of stuff.
I mean, the fun thing about Spider-Man is that because, he's a masked character, you can, they can get Tom to just do a voiceover. They don't have to have like a whole,
they don't have to have the actual face there.
Filming session, right? It's
yeah. All right. Anything else about we want to say about this stuff? I mean, listen, I've actually been waiting for them to finish this stuff to go to Disneyland because I love Marvel stuff, and so
it'll never be finished, Tom.
It will be finished. So. It will. 2028. They said it. I heard it.
I'm going to be honest.
Disneyland.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're waiting for Disneyland to be done, you're going to be waiting a long time, Tom.
Just this specifically. Just this specifically. All right. So I'm
going to be honest. Avengers Campus has been very low down my list, but Coco has actually been what I've been waiting for at Disneyland. Yeah.
Well, we're going to go back to Florida first, though, and talk about Indiana Jones.
Yes.
All over the map here, right? Which is fine with me. Let's go wherever we got to go. So we got some new information about the new Indiana Jones ride at Animal Kingdom. I think the most exciting part to me about this is that it's a new original story and that they came up with, and it's not based on anything. It's just it's like almost like an original park attraction. It is an original park attraction using some IP.
But it's still in the lore of the Indiana Jones universe. They're not they're specifically timelining it as before Crystal Skull. Yeah. So,
and by the way, so the name of it is Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent. Sorry, Trevor.
Yeah. Which I like that they went with this because, it goes back to the tagline of why does it have to be snakes, which, is very easy lean in for, when the entire ride is about a giant snake, which, you get that in Temple of the Forbidden Eye as well. But this is like, I like the way that they frame this one that, it's leaning into Mayan mythology and like the Mayan underworld and all that, which I was like, oh, cool. Like they're not just like inventing something. They're trying to be cognizant of like, hey, this is a, part of the South America's thing. Let's lean into.
Yeah, it definitely makes it fit more into that.
Yeah. It's a South American Indiana Jones adventure, which is like, hey, cool. Yes, I want to see that, right? And the serpent, like, I don't know if you have the picture.
Of course, I have the serpent.
Yeah.
First, I have this picture though for this on-ride concept art, which. My first thought when I saw this is like, man, they're really going to have to install a lot of lighting inside the former dinosaur attraction. Because that thing, I mean, if we all remember Dinosaur, it's just basically dark the whole time. Like, like there's darkness, dinosaur. This actually is going to have like sets and lights and things that you can see. And just from this one piece of concept art, you can see the depth of the sets here, with the cave and the there's bats in the background. There's Indy's got a torch, and
there's going to be a lot of projection mapping going on here. I can tell you that
100%.
Yeah,
100%. But this looks awesome. Like this. Oh yeah, this shot looks cool, so cool. And then we also got the serpent too. The serpent that is an animatronic too, by the way, because they showed like a little video of it, and it's a real animatronic. Like that's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the light moving through it and everything. Oh, it's gonna be
cool.
It's gonna be so good. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
I've
been missing like. Sorry, I was just gonna say it's very like Temple of Forbidden Eye. I know you're talking about like Dinosaur being dark, and it's like you've not seen a proper indie ride, and this is
right. All right, like, I know. The one at Disneyland is good. Is great. I know.
Like, okay, back me up here, Becky. Like you can't hold a candle to it. Yeah.
All I ever hear about from the Disneyland people. Oh, Indiana Jones ride is so great.
It's even cool if it breaks down, you have to walk out through it.
Yeah, that's Even walking through it is even better because you get to see everything up close.
Can we talk about, though, by the way, that this kind of looks like Raya from Raya and the Last Dragon? Anyone else? No? Not Raya, the Last Dragon. Not Raya. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not like Raya. Yes. It looks like the dragon in Raya and the Last Dragon. That's what I meant to say.
Well, the first thing that I thought of was actually the meme that Trevor posted earlier.
Yeah.
Of like the three,
the three-headed dragons.
But it does look super cool.
It really does. I feel like they're really... I don't want to say that like Dinosaur was a fine ride. It was fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But Dinosaur you could almost say was like a C or D ticket attraction, right? This is going to make it an e-ticket, right? This is going full e-ticket to me. Right?
I did notice in their verbiage they had like callbacks to dinosaur in it when they were describing the ride, like talking about, and you got to get out before you run out of time. Like it just was very, and it was while they're showing the ride vehicle. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. So,
I mean,
it was kind of nice.
The thing I think we're all going to miss the most from Dinosaur is the pre-show, right? Like that's we're in.
In my house, we're just always like, not our dino.
Yeah. Oh man. Sorry, go ahead, Trevor.
You make a good point. I'm thinking about how that building was and how in the current Indiana Jones queue is and everything. Like this is going to be miles different from what was there. Like it's going to be a night and day difference, even though it is, yes, the same, like
same track,
I guess the other thing I'm curious too is, are they going to actually change the track layout? Because it is the same track layout for Indy and Dinosaur, which means that like story beats and everything play out the same way. But I guess we'll have to find out. Like the interesting thing is, I don't know that they need to actually change the ride layout itself, but or because of the fact that like it's really the story that drives it. It's not the track that is doing the work. It's the storytelling. But I'm curious if because of how big this overhaul is, if there's actually going to be like a totally different track layout to it or not.
I'm going to bet they're keeping the same track layout, and they're just, I mean, I don't know, maybe, but that's a much bigger change though, to change the track, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by the way, I did want to mention that they're saying that this what is this thing called? The snake thing.
Its name is Sukan. I
Thank
just
you,
looked
Sukan.
it up.
I was trying to find it. That it's going to appear through the ride, but then at the end you're going to have an encounter with it. So clearly this is going to be one of those things that gets up in your face, much like the Yeti was originally supposed to be, and also the end of Dinosaur. I'm assuming it's going to be the same spot, like right when you're going down, that thing's going to come out right out at you, right? And then they take the picture with the lookalike on your face, So
yeah.
I mean, that's my assumption. I don't know, but it says you're going to see it throughout the ride, and you are going to have the final interaction with it at the end, and also that it's an animatronic. I mean, they showed actually how big this animatronic is. They're hand making this, like they're actually like hand carving it basically, and it's gigantic. It's very large. So.
Yeah, the name actually means horse serpent. I'm reading all about this right now as we're talking about it.
Yeah, okay.
The words are Suk is horse, Khan is serpent. So and because it has the mane like appearance. And so again, the cool thing about all this is that we look at Indiana Jones stuff sometimes. It's like, oh well, it's all just like made up in the universe, but this is actually like legitimate Mayan folklore that they're drawing on for it, which I'm so excited about that. I mean, you know me, Tom, you know how I go down weird rabbit holes about like lore and mythology and stuff like that. Like this is just right up my alley.
It's also a great way to make it fit correctly in tropical Americas, right? And that's
totally. Yeah.
And I a lot of people were worried about that, right? It's like, oh, you're putting Indiana Jones in Animal Kingdom is about animals. But this whole South America's land, I mean, you're really doing a good job of fitting it in there. Even just they showed some pictures, which they did not release later, about of like the new facade and, just kind of what that looks like. And it looks very Mayan and very authentic to the area. And so I think, I think they always do a good job of this, but I think they're going even further than they usually do to really fit it in that area.
So for all the arguments about animals in Animal Kingdom, you're getting two for the price of one here because it's a horse and a snake. So, you know.
Well, they were very specific about saying Animal Kingdom is about animals, like real and
imagined. They said that. They actually said that. Yeah, they did.
They were pretty pointed on that part, and so then it made sense.
I mean, we have a Yeti too. Like, come on, like you can't. Yeah, you can't be like that.
I'm also going to say this right now. 100% chance they're selling this as a doll somewhere in the park, right? They're selling this as a thing you can like wrap around your neck somewhere.
Oh, I would buy this as a plushie.
They're 100% going to sell. There's no way they don't sell this. This is going to be a thing that, and it's going to like, maybe it'll be like one that you can like, you can like conform to different shapes. So you can like wrap it around your neck and like have it around your neck all day. 100% they're going to do that. Someone merchandise and call me.
Plushie.
I got this. Has to
all
light
the Animal
up too.
Kingdom ideas.
Has to light up too, right? It's got to. You have to be able to press a button and have it light up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You just call me Disney. We'll talk. I got ideas. I was already excited for this ride, and this makes me more excited for this ride.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in. I'm in. I'm in ride. I'm in line. I'm waiting for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a popular one. And based on...
while they're fixing the Yeti, I can enjoy this.
For sure. All right. So we got a little more details, too, about the other stuff that's in Tropical Americas. One of them is the Carousel. Now, they didn't put out a picture of all the hand-carved things from the Carousel. They did put out an Imagineering video of them showing a couple of them. And one of the animals you can ride. So this is huge. Okay. So my daughter loves Eeyore, right? Loves Eeyore. She carries an Eeyore around with her everywhere. The Carousel has an Eeyore on it that you can ride. I showed this to my daughter and she almost passed out from excitement, I think. Because like she was like, I could go on a carousel and I can ride Eeyore. I'm like, yes, you can. Not yet, but sometime.
One day.
One day. But like, they showed all of them on screen, although they, for whatever reason, never zoomed into it.
Right.
You could see kind of something from afar. So, like, there was Hey there. I saw.
Yeah.
There was
there's Hey.
Kevin,
there's Pascal.
Kevin. I think I saw Kevin.
Kevin's there. Yeah, Kevin's there. There was Pua, right, from Moana was there.
Thumper.
Yeah.
Owl from
Winnie the
Pooh.
That feels like a random one, but okay.
Yeah.
It's Owl, not like Archimedes from... I think
it looks like Owl. I'm watching somebody did a like panning video. It looks like Owl.
Okay. I wish they would have put the picture out of it, because the figures are they're incredible looking. They're all hand carved that they're doing. They're doing these hand carved. I mean,
Simba, Pumbaa's in here. Scuttle. Oh man, I'm looking at this, man. There's way more in here than I realized.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
awesome. Like, I know it's just a carousel, but like,
wait, is that the caterpillar from Bug's Life?
Yeah, it is totally the caterpillar from Bug's Life.
Heimlich?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Heimlich. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah. They really did a
beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun with this. They really did. I love that it's just all Disney references, but they're also just real animals too. I mean, Yeah.
It fits the theme of you can see where it's going to make sense for just being like carousel figurines, but they're like, you could just stand there and be like, oh, there's that one. There's like what we're doing right now.
Right.
Like, you're gonna have people just standing around the ride being like, oh, I see Heimlich, I see Pua, right? Like,
that's also going to make the competition for these to be a little more cutthroat, right? So even now with just like the Prince Charming one or whatever it is in Magic Kingdom, I think it's Prince Charming, right? Whatever, it's Regal Carousel, right? I forget the whole name of it. Anyway, even now it's like my daughter's like, I want that horse, right? Like, and it's like they all mostly look the same. They have some different stuff on them, but this is going to be like, people want the things that they want, right? Like, I mean, I also appreciate the fact that they went Eeyore and not one of the donkeys from Encanto, because they could have done that.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. Yeah, because they have the capybara from Encanto.
Yeah, but we're also in, what's ostensibly a Encanto land, right?
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I guess you're right. I guess there is that part too. I didn't think about that.
Listen, I'm just happy they did it. I think it's kind of awesome they did that. It would have been a little weird, I guess, if you had like Winnie the Pooh or Piglet in there, even though you have Eeyore and Owl. But, could have done Roo, maybe. Roo would have worked. I mean, or Kanga. I'm sorry. Kanga would have worked. You could have done Kanga. Yeah. Who doesn't want to ride on the back of a kangaroo? What else we got here was...
It could be one of the bench seat ones. Could have been the pouch.
Yeah, that could be. That'd be kind of cool, actually. So then we also got the name of the Encanto ride that is being built, which is Antonio's Fiesta de Encanto. I do think it's interesting they're focusing on Antonio, which in Encanto couldn't be more of a minor character, really. But which is fine. It's fine. I understand why they're doing it, because Antonio's gift is being able to talk to the animals, and we're an animal kingdom, right? So there's the connect, right? So
yeah.
But
the fact where it's talking about that you're at that point in the story where they're riding up into the room, that's actually a tumultuous part of the film.
That's true. Yeah,
it's actually a super negative. There's possibility, but it's not great. And then immediately it's actually kind of bad. So right after you see it. So it was I thought that was kind of interesting, but I do get it, entering through, and then what will the magic be, and then reveal. I get it. It just was kind of
I agree with you.
Yeah. Arguably, but after the movie, after that story's over, then it comes back and it's like this again anyway, right? So we got to make it be.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's true. I wish they would talk about what's going to be going on the outside of the house, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is they haven't said anything about the outside of the house moving like it does in the movie. In the movie, the shingles kind of pop up and the shutters. I have to assume they're going to do that. And if they don't,
some sort of effect, yeah,
they have to, right? If they don't do that, that's the whole thing with the casita is alive, right? It's you have to make it alive on the outside too, like it does in the movie, or else it. And I figured if they were doing that, they would have already been look at this cool stuff that we're doing, and maybe they're going to once they have something to show. But I don't know. I wish they would talk about that, because I think that's important. But I will say what they did give us here and what they showed. I don't have a picture of the. They did show a maquettes of the actual ride vehicles, and you can see them in this but the ride vehicles are very cool the way that they've done them. Go ahead, Becky.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Becky. Yeah,
I was just agreeing. They look really cool, and I think they won't all be exactly cookie cutter, which makes sense.
They look all unique. They look like they're all unique.
Yeah, it's very in line with the movie, where it's pieces of the house getting thrown together into a structure, right? Which is very cool. And the only thing I'm wondering too is, I know we kind of talked about this on the Discord, is I'm still assuming this is going to be a trackless ride of some sort.
Kind of looks like it from this concept.
Yeah, but it was sounding like it's not going to be a currently used ride system, or maybe it's the hard part is the way that they're showing this is there's zero indication of there being a track going up the stairs, which makes me wonder how
they're also going upstairs, very clearly stairs, which is not going to be how it works in real life, because there's no way it's going to go upstairs.
I mean, maybe it does if it's connected on a single point. So if it's not a trackless ride and it's connected on a point, they can have
you'd still have to have a big hole in the track, though, right? I mean,
you'd see a line going up the middle where you could see where the track goes through.
That's a magic ruiner. So, I don't want that. I don't want to see where I'm going. That's
the real stairs.
Yeah, make a ride vehicle that climbs upstairs, Disney.
I mean, that kind of tech is available now. You do have things that climb stairs.
Yeah, how much that would break down
so
just for that?
Smooth and comfortable.
Yeah. I fully expect it to be going up the stairs.
Just a bumpy ride up the stairs. I see. What I think is going to happen is the stairs you're going to get, even though they're showing it in the concept art this way, I feel like the stairs are going to turn themselves into a ramp. Right. So maybe you'll see stairs coming up, and then the stairs will just kind of collapse into a ramp, and then you'll go up. I don't know. But this does look like trackless ride vehicles to me. I mean, based on this is one piece of concept art that we have. That's all we got, right? I mean, we have that one other one, which they actually didn't put out again, but they had put out previously, that really doesn't even show the ride vehicle at all, right? This is the first time we really see it in action. Now, this scene looks amazing, right? The scene will,
beautiful.
If the scene looks anything like this in real life, it's going to be an awesome ride. It really will. And what they were really playing it up as is being a classic Disney dark ride, right? So this is not going to be an intense ride. They said actually there that there will be no height requirement for this ride.
Right.
So this is going to be a classic Disney dark ride, which I'm actually totally good with. Like, I love those kinds of rides. To me, it doesn't have to be thrilling all the time, right? Like, I love a classic Disney dark ride like this. So yeah, I don't know. I think
be magical.
Yeah,
thrilling versus magical, I think, is the delineation there. Is you can have a ride that has like that awe and wonder and everything. And yeah, like, exactly what you're talking about here is, and they kind of hinted at it with like, they were showing some of the people doing the voice acting where they were Mirabelle and whatnot, like they were kind of going through their lines. And it's like, yeah, there's clearly going to be like, I expect the flowers and the butterflies, and there's going to be like all kinds of effects going on in this, which, that's just it's going to be just an enjoyable ride is what I feel. Like this is going to be I want to go on this again because it makes me happy. Not that it's thrilling.
Yeah. Not that it's like Peter Pan, right? It's like Peter Pan is not the most impressive ride in the world, right? It's just not. But it's first of all nostalgic, but also it's just like there's something about it that is just kind of like just feels like Disney. It just feels, you're flying on a pirate ship, like, right? This, you're going through a magical house. Like, that's not a thing that exists in, real life. And so even just this scene, though, is like, I mean, you talk about projection mapping. There's going to be a lot of projection mapping going on in this ride, too. You can just see it already, But like, even just these butterflies that are flying in here, like, I mean, are those going to be like above our heads flapping their wings? Like, what's happening here? Like, I don't know.
Maybe I wonder if so you saw the new effects on Big Thunder, right? With the bats?
Yeah, with the bats.
I wonder if this is going to be lending from that same sort of technique that they're using.
I was thinking more of they have like the little floating squid thingies of Navi River Journey that just kind of like go, like just kind of like I mean, they're obviously on a wire, but you can't really see it. It probably would be hard to do here because it's so well lit. Like you do it in Navi River Journey because you can't see anything. But here, obviously, it'd be a little more difficult. But yeah, to your point, Trevor, I don't know. Maybe something like that. Yeah. They built animatronic butterflies. They're going to fly freely around the attraction.
They're tiny drones, please.
They're tiny little drones.
Tom gets his drones. Yeah.
But not the way I expected. I mean, listen, but this is great. This area of the park was Dinoland, and we all have a lot of mixed feelings on Dinoland. I liked the story behind it, but it was also very clearly hurt by budget cuts. So to see this area of the park get the investment it deserves, it's nice to see.
I'm ready to move on.
I'm still not ready to move on from Primeval Whirl. I just
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
It was a good ride, but yeah, I'm ready to move on.
I always like the Midway games because it reminded me of the Jersey Shore, and I always liked playing those, even though it never really felt right there. But I'm gonna miss going to Restaurantosaurus and having a overpriced terrible hot dog. Anyway.
Wait, no, hold on. That doesn't sound right because you go to Flame Tree all the time. What are you talking about?
I have been to Restaurantosaurus before.
Oh,
when I was with other people and we were already in Dinoland and we wanted something quick, we didn't have time, and so we went in there.
Tom not repping.
These are choices.
There were children involved. People they were hungry. Yeah, listen.
Teach them better.
It is. I understand. It was one time. Okay, it was one time. I went there. One time. All right, one time. I want to hear it. All right, let's move back to Disneyland.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's go back to Disneyland. Let's go back.
I'm ready to move on.
Let's talk about Coco.
Coco, yes.
Yeah, let's talk about Coco. So we got a little bit of look at the Coco attraction coming to Disneyland. So just first things first. Oh, by the way, so I showed my daughter and I were watching, and we'll talk a little bit about all the movie announcements and stuff later. But they showed like a little clip of like Miguel in Coco 2 and how he's like a teenager, and my daughter loves Coco and she audibly went, whoa, like she's like, whoa, he got like really big. And I was like, yeah, that's what happens. You get get old, you grow up and they're actually aging him up, and which is good. But so the first thing we have in here though is this statue of Hector Rivera, right? So which this whole area, first of all, I'm assuming this is a queue area, right? Or is this
This looks like it's going to be the cue for the ride. Is like they said it's going to be like a museum to Hector and to the family. Is what it is. So yeah,
it's really it looks really good. And I think they're doing a really nice job there. Now this is a boat ride that they're building, so another boat ride, which fine. I'm good with that. Although I still think that they should have done like the they had like the cable cars going on in the Land of the Dead. Like that would have been a cool ride system for them to use for this. But I'm not going to complain. It's boat's fine. I get it. It's a boat. It's fine. But so you got that. We also got a little glimpse of the actual ride vehicle here. What I find very interesting about this shot that I didn't notice last night and did notice when I was preparing this is that the water goes all the way around this.
Yeah.
And it's coming from one path. So that tells me they're not just doing a regular boat ride with this. They are doing the new boat ride technology that they use at the Pirates in Shanghai. Where
that's what I was thinking.
Right? It has to be. Because this is going to be...
And then there's something else that made me think of that too. I can't remember right now. I'll know when I see it, but that was what I was thinking too.
The Villain's Land one. We'll get to that one because I thought the same thing.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
But I feel like this is going to be using that technology, which if you haven't watched a video of Shanghai Pirates, watch it. Because it's not like it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean anywhere else where you can see the guy, you can see where you're going, right? Pirates of the Caribbean there is basically a trackless vehicle that's a boat. And it seems like they're going to be doing some more of that here finally, which is great because it's very cool technology. They can turn the boats different ways. Like there's a lot of really neat, they can go back, they can turn it backwards and like turn it back. Like right now, if you want to turn a boat backwards, like you do in Frozen, it has to go into that little thing and then it has to move.
Yeah, it has to load and track shift.
Yeah. With this system, they don't have to do that. They can just turn the boat like an Omni mover, right? So that's what, to me, they're coming from a single channel and then you go all the way around Miguel in this. I don't know. I'm thinking trackless boat ride system. I don't know what exactly it's called technically, but that's what I'm going with.
You actually make a good point because now, like, as I'm looking at this closer, the actual ride vehicle is only 2 rows deep. Whereas if you look at the Pirates boats, they're like 6 rows, right? So they're longer boats. If these are more compact that way, that leans into your theory that, being able to turn the boat, it has to be a smaller boat. You can't have like a huge Pirates size boat, turning sideways, or you need lots of space to do that. So if these ride vehicles are much more compact,
you can also have multiple boats going around that circle at the same time too.
Yeah, I was thinking of it like, maybe it's like, they do like an A and a B track and it's just switching.
Right.
But yeah, maybe what you're saying is that you actually get to do like a full like loop around this thing and then continue into the next scene.
You could.
That makes it even more interesting then that the whole trackless boat thing is, like you said, we've not really seen it yet in North America. No. So I'm curious how this is going to play out because I guess if we're making this assumption, we're going to get 2 of them, one in Disneyland, one in Disney World, right?
Yeah, so, there's nothing with. Oh, you're saying with
between this and the villains one, right?
You could theoretically have this where there's like 5 boats in this circle at once, almost doing like a dance around, like you know what I mean, where they're all floating at once around there, and then they all move on to the next scene. Like that would be pretty cool if you could do that, right? Because these, like you said, these boats are smaller, right? So you could have
make use of the song for more people at once.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't know.
I'm assuming the song as based on the art.
Of course. And I have to say, the Coco restaurant on the Treasure was my daughter's favorite. She loved that. She was obsessed with that. She loves Coco, and also the Coco restaurant is awesome. But yeah, this is great. I'm glad Coco's getting a ride. I'm glad it's getting another movie. But I'm interested to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's a boat ride. I've been missing, I feel like we haven't had a lot of boat rides in recent history. So I'm I know it, back to the point of like thrilling versus like magical rides. There's just something about a boat ride. Like I don't know. I'm glad that they're leaning into this more.
I also want to point something out too that I just thought of, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just saying this. Okay. So the thing that they just did on Pirates of the Caribbean with the new animatronic that turns into a skeleton, has tons of uses on this ride, right? I almost makes me think that they developed it for this ride, and then we're like, let's put it out
testing
there.
It.
Yeah. Like, because they will absolutely use that on this ride. Like, I mean,
because you'll have like Miguel like
turn into a skeleton in front of your face, right? Like that's I mean, I would be shocked if we didn't see that. So
I didn't even actually think about that. That was probably a testing ground for this ride. That animatronic that just didn't quite hit right. Like I guess that's the double edge of it, right? Is you know, we won't have a preconceived idea of what it should be. We just will get whatever it is. But I mean, it should be perfectly fine for the use case of this ride.
I still don't understand why people are mad about it, but let's not go down that rabbit hole.
There's a whole
I still think it was cool and it was great.
They even commented, Neil Patrick Harris even commented on the positioning of the Hatbox Ghost in
that was another inside joke.
That got me laughing.
That was another inside joke that was
it's
good.
It's the same problem that on Pirates. It's just a matter of timing within the ride, right? So
like my wife's a big Disney person and like a big Disney parks person. I don't think she'll understand what that reference is. Like that's a really
it's very specific. I'm not going to be the person being I'm not going to be angry about it, but I get why people are making those comments.
Well, we should head back over to Disneyland Paris, where they are, just doing a million things. Disneyland Paris, which is good. Listen, that park, needed some love. So they're getting let's call this Lion King Splash Mountain because that's what it is. They can try to say it's something else, but it is what it is, right? It's the same kind of design essentially. I mean, even the overhead view they give you is like, oh yeah, that's exactly Splash Mountain. Look at that. I mean, come on. But that being said, they did kind of release this piece, which is really cool looking, of Scar and and I guess this. I think this has got
Simba and Scar
at the end. Yeah, Simba and Scar are about to fight. Now, I doubt they're going to have two animatronics fighting each other. I don't know how they could do that.
It's going to be both of them like positioning off against one another like that, like right before the fight kind of conversation that they have.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I do wonder if they actually said last night that this is, if there's an Imagineering video that was put out from the D23 showcase of them just walking around the exhibits, and there's actually like a mock-up of the ride vehicle for this, along with like the mechanics of how it's going to work. But I believe they said somewhere that there's some new technology. It says featuring a new flume system. Now they don't say what that means. I don't know. Just like what
it's the same but French.
New but this time in French.
Flume system.
They should have put like an accent mark randomly on somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere on there. It's a 52-foot drop at the end. Good.
The boats are 3 wide instead of 2 wide is what I'm noticing here too.
I do see that.
So it's a bigger boat. Yeah.
These are pretty high capacity boats, actually. What were you saying, Becky?
I mean,
why is it a tree trunk though?
Because I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I was going to have an explanation and I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, what else could it
be? Sorry, we can move on.
Maybe you're in a
I don't know what else it would
rolling
be,
down the river.
Yeah. What else are you making a log flume other than a log?
Fair. I just, Okay.
Yeah. Listen, this whole area does look pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. Even though...
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's like, very clearly, Splash Mountain, the whole area they're building here and Pride Rock and obviously and Simba's at the top of Pride, like it all looks fantastic, right?
Yes.
And so I don't really mind that they're retreading like the same kind of ground. Although this one does look like it's all indoors. But again, it's concept art. We don't know.
Yeah.
Way more sense for their climate
to be all indoors, except for the
they just have a lot of months of kind of crap weather.
Yeah, they do actually get snow in Disneyland Paris. So
they do. Yeah, that's true.
And just nasty, like just cold, damp, yuck.
I don't think I would want to do that drop in the snow.
It does feel like a thing they would probably want to close during the wintertime, but I don't know. Yeah, listen, there are people that still ride, Tiana's when it's, really cold out. That's Becky, that's you? You shiver yourself
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Well, I mean, any water, anything.
Put on a jacket and a poncho, you're fine.
It's open, I'm going.
Yeah, she doesn't care. So that's pretty cool. So we got that. Great. Now let's see. Oh, okay. Wait, we got the all we got for this was just the logo. Although of the Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue ride that is going to be at Tokyo Disneyland, the thing they played though, I don't know if you guys caught it, is the animatronic Wreck-It Ralph. Looked really cool.
Fire.
Yeah, right. You saw it, right?
It's like a cartoon.
It was crazy looking. It's first of all huge, and second of all, it just looked really awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they only played
the tech they're going to use to fix the Yeti.
Bingo. Yeah, that's Trevor knows. Yeah,
Wreck-It Ralph and the Yeti are going to be the same model.
Yeah,
there you go.
There was also a pretty funny bit with Jack McBrayer here too, which I enjoyed. Just overall,
his Fix It Felix thing, I was so happy to see. Yeah.
We got to get some Wreck-It Ralph in Disney World, man. Like right? It really feels like a very missed place for him. Like I need some Wreck-It Ralph there. I know there was rumored forever they were going to build a Wreck-It Ralph attraction where Stitch is, but that just never obviously came to fruition. But maybe I don't know, maybe they could build what this ride is. I don't know, but that animatronic was awesome, and I was very impressed by it. So go watch the actual video if you want to see that.
I couldn't tell you anything else about it besides that thing looked cool.
Yeah, that thing looked awesome. Well, Jack McBrayer even too. They made the joke. He was he said something about you have to shoot the spider things,
sugar bugs,
and he's like, well, why do you have to do it? Why do you have to do that? And he's just kind of I don't know.
Yeah.
To complete your mission.
Yeah.
It was he just said the same thing. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So, all right, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on that one. Go watch the video. You can see more about that because we got to get to Piston Peak, and we got a lot of stuff. I feel like we got a good amount of stuff about Piston Peak in this presentation, which is what we were hoping for, right? And so one of the things is that we got some new concept art and the name of the main attraction, the e-ticket at this, which is going to be Cars Ridge Run Rally. Okay, that's a little bit of a mouthful. What's the abbreviation? CRRR, CRRR. That's what we're gonna call it from now on.
CRRR. I'm gonna go on CRRR.
CR, the third power. Yeah. Let's go on.
Are you gonna have people walking around going? Are you going on RRR? That's not there.
Yeah. Just don't try it with alien swirling saucers. Then it becomes a whole thing.
No.
Big mistake there. I don't know what they were thinking, but that's neither here nor there. So I have to tell you this concept art, again, if this ends up looking like this concept art, this ride's going to be fantastic. This is going to be extraordinarily cool.
Yes.
Right. It is, right? I mean, it just looks...
I cannot wait.
I am very excited about this. And that's not the only piece they gave us, too. They gave us this piece. So you start out by going to the top of this mountain, and it looks like you're doing a little drifting there. If you see the one off to the left, it's like you're doing a little bit of little sliding there.
Yeah. He's pulling harder on that corner.
Turning right to go left. Well,
exactly. By the way, I also love in these pieces of concept art, you see this mountain and you're seeing nothing else in the park, by the way. Now, it's concept art, but usually in concept art, they will put in things in the background if you can see things in the background. In this case, you cannot see anything in the background. The foliage is such that it seems like it's blocking a lot. Now, we know that doesn't always work, right? Like and they're going to try their best to maintain sight lines with this stuff, but you can actually, I think, I'm trying to see over to the right.
On the right, is that sort of kind of Big Thunder?
I think maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, so
on or just
on the right-hand side is the A-frame. So that's like the building that you go into. On the left-hand side, there is a mountain in the back.
Yeah, so that's Big Thunder. But look,
no, that is not Big Thunder.
You don't think so?
I'm so looking at where this would be sitting. So I'm like, this is the backside of the mountain, as if you were standing kind of near Splash Mountain, looking towards Big Thunder. But I feel like Big Thunder would be slightly more off to the left. I'm wondering if that mountain is maybe supposed to be Villain's Land.
Oh, maybe. Could be. Because you can see Big Thunder in this concept art right here.
Yes.
Very clearly. Right?
Yeah.
I don't see the A-frame.
The A-frame is
right
behind.
Yeah, it's right
behind the.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And the
because
A-frame
there's
is
2 different buildings, right?
The A-frame, I believe, is where you get on the ride, right? That's the
Yeah.
That would make
I think
sense.
that's
It's like the Ranger Center, I believe.
the lodge. Yeah.
Because then you start off at that mountain that's right next to it, right? So so you go that direction, right? So then you go up this mountain, and then you come down, and obviously you're again, if it looks like this is absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous, right? I mean, to be in the center of the park like this will be amazing, as long as they keep these waterfalls running all the time, because we know they don't always do the waterfalls, But
so that was actually my thought on this was I saw some people did some video of the model that they have kind of showing like where this is all going to be situated in relation to Frontierland and Splash Mountain and everything. This is very much like I was concerned about, like, when you're walking through Frontierland, you had like the river off to the one side. There's still going to be a river there, or like I think it'll look more like a creek than a river, but the fact that there's all these waterfalls and there's going to be all this stuff happening on the side of this mountain is very much giving to me walking by the Matterhorn in Fantasyland. Like it's that same kind of energy to me, that it's like there doesn't have to be a ton of waterfalls and stuff, but if there's just
it's a kinetic energy.
How they position this stuff, it's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of just stuff going on all the time. And even without the waterfalls, I think just the nature of the ride, you can just sit there and like watch it, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Excited.
Yeah, it's really exciting, honestly. And they were presenting it as an extension of Frontierland, as like a, like the national parks, kind of thing. And I think, I think everyone's been worried whether this is going to fit or not in the area. I really think it's going to. I just think they're really doing a good job of blending this into what what's already there, right? So yeah, I like it. I like, and then
being able to roll it with the cars and planes versus like what they had the helicopter, like adding that in makes it blend further into what's already in Magic Kingdom. And
agreed.
Seeing all of those. Well, not you, Cars 3. You're the worst. I've seen the other ones so many times, and Planes, Fire and Rescue. Like, we have 3 boys, but our girls love it too. Like, the timing was just perfect for our family to really be into it. Like that Imagineer was saying how his son's first meet and greet was like the cars at Disneyland, and I was like, yep. Our household, my 13-year-old still loves
Cars 2 was the thing for us as well. So I get it.
We also got
our oldest was Cars, and our 4th was Cars 2. Like it's never ending in this household.
Yeah. So this piece of concept art is awesome as well. So this is a snowy mountain that you're coming down. Again, it looks like you're almost drifting a little. And it just, and the Imagineer, I forget which Imagineer said it, but he was like, I can't wait to do this at night. And I totally agreed with that thought, right? Because they're going to have this snow like shimmering, right? Like it's gonna look.
Yeah, the lighting. Oh yeah,
right?
Fantastic. I wonder what kind of snow effect they're gonna do for this.
I'm wondering if they're just gonna do like maybe fiber optic, like sparkly kind of thing.
Like lighting, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like if they actually do like actual snow on this, it's like the soap snow, which would be just terrible.
Be nuts.
But,
that would probably be a bad idea.
Caps that sat on the castle at one point.
Yeah.
Glittery globs of white.
Yeah.
So they also mentioned here too that it will debut a completely new ride vehicle designed to not to simulate an off-road car. Meaning they're obviously taking, saying that as like the dinosaur / Indiana Jones ride vehicle, which runs on a smooth track but bounces you around with actuators. That's not what this is. They're actually going to make it so you're feeling what's in the track as opposed to artificially moving you around, which I think is a valuable thing, especially if you've ever been on the Kilimanjaro safari, right? Like, that's right. I mean, you really feel like you're on a real safari because you're feeling every single one of those bumps.
Because you're on a real road driving. Yeah.
On a real car. And that's what they're doing with this, which is pretty cool, I think.
I'm still curious how this is going to actually work, like how this track system is going to actually play out.
Well, because we also know too that this whole part right here of the snow spraying up, like that's not going to happen in real life, right? Like that's concept art stuff, right? Like there's no way they figured out how to do that.
Or I mean, they could with just the like fog generator, like you could blow like smoke to make it feel like there's like a puff of like a steam puff that comes off the side.
Just another thing that's going to work for about 3 weeks and then break, and they'll fix it 2 years.
Probably.
So, sorry, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. We did get information about the second ride that we didn't know about. Now, I have never seen Cars 3. I'm gonna admit this, so I don't know.
Just keep it that way.
I get it, but it is kind of weird that they're doing a character from Cars 3 here. That being said, this character does seem like a lot of fun. So I mean, it's a school bus. It's a demolition derby school bus. So they're going to make a giant animatronic school bus that shoots fire out of it. For this, I mean, if that really works that way, and it is the giant animatronic, like that's going to be very cool for a ride that I'm not entirely convinced isn't the same as Alien Swirling Saucers. I'm not.
I'm not sure. It's not going to be. No. It's not going to be Aliens Swirling Saucers. It's going to be... Sorry, what did they call Luigi's now? Is it still flying tires? No, it's something else.
See, I don't think it's that either. It just looks different.
It looks to me like the same kind of thing as Luigi's, where they where the cars dance around each other. Like that's what this looks like to me.
Yeah, whatever.
But of course, like...
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it looks... You might be right, Tom. It might be an Alien Swirling Saucers or again, like
I'm only saying that it's in like circles and the circles are all next to each other, and Alien Swirling Saucers is that thing where it just like it's a bunch of circles and it passes off the cars to each other. But
same as Mater's Junkyard Jamboree as well.
Yeah. So and also just a blue car in the bottom corner is doing like a drifting kind of thing, which is
like they're all showing the people leaning, but some of them have them going opposites, which makes sense.
I mean, the thing about it is, I think part of the reason why they chose that character is because that character does demolition derbies. And I think that's what the concept of this is that you're in a demolition derby, right? So
chaos, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it could be, Trevor. Maybe it's a more aggressive version of that where it's not really a dance. It's more like you're in a, out of control demolition derby and you're just
avoidance.
Yeah. Like, could it be that? I don't know. It kind of seems like it's possible.
Sure. I'll love to look at this and just be like, there's that choice, but I love cars.
You don't want to go on
I can
this?
ignore I can ignore Miss Fritter and like the Cars 3 reference stuff. I can ignore that. I think.
But I don't.
Listen, for a giant animatronic bus, I don't care where that comes from. Like that just looks cool. Like especially if it does shoot flames at the top of it. Like let's do that. I don't care where it's from.
Did you notice that there looks like there's a food truck in the background?
I did notice that. Yeah, it looks like a camper or something back there. You talking about that?
I'm guessing that's going to be like a stand.
Yeah. Yeah, and this, what is that right there? That's like a volcano.
But that looks like that looks like Ridge Racers in the background.
I think this is Big Thunder, and this feels. I don't know what that is.
I think that's the guy. I think that's the geyser point. I think that's.
Is it that? Okay. Is it this?
I think it's that.
Is it geysers? Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Maybe this is. Yeah. It's hard to.
I do like the logo for this, by the way. I don't hate this. Yeah. Okay. Well, so that's what we got for Piston Peak. This is exciting. I think. I like what they're doing here. I'm excited to see more. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get timing on this either, though, did we?
No, they're not giving timing. I mean, it's still dirt, right? You get a really good view, Trevor, of it on Big Thunder. It's all dirt.
Spoiler, Tom, the ride's going to be all dirt.
Yeah, I know, but there's no mountains built yet. They haven't even started building the mountains yet. I mean, they were years away. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but anyway, really quick, and I know Trevor, you don't do Disney Cruise Line, but Becky and I are Disney Cruise people, right? So.
For sure.
We got more information on the Believe, which we get the two characters on the back. Why I can't remember the name of it. Why am I blanking on what that's called?
Buzz and Woody.
I forgot the name of what the part of the ship is. I always get mixed up the parts of the ship.
The aft?
The bow and the stern.
Thank you. Thank you, Becky. See, Becky knows. So we got that, which is Woody and Buzz, and they're drawing Believe on there. I actually kind of like how they did like the blocky letters for Believe. I think that's kind of fun.
Toy Story letters, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of neat. It's a little different. We also got I don't know, whichever one the front part is.
Bow.
That one.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, the bow. We got Tinkerbell. So stop laughing at me. I forget the names of the things for the ship. Like, it's oh my God. I still call it a boat all the time. So
fine.
I'm bad at this. We also got a look at the figure that's going to be in the main atrium there, the Grand Hall, I should say, and that's Moana, which I think fits very well with what they're doing here. And it looks like, just from the little concept art in the background, that there's a lot of Moana kind of stuff going on in that Grand Hall. But I mean, we obviously don't know much more than that. So yeah. So anyway, I think this is good. I'm excited to see more, right? This is very basic information right now. Becky, I know you're on a mission to go on all of them, right?
Hopefully at some point, although I have to be convinced by better itineraries to want to go on the Wish class, the rest of them. The Treasure, I think I'll go on because it does the itineraries I want. We don't have time for this right now.
That they also did. By the way, they also did announce. They announced that they have a new class of ship that they're doing. This is really interesting to me because they are bucking the complete industry trend, which is to go with the biggest ship possible and go bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, that's what everybody's doing. Disney's going smaller, which
love it
is so interesting because I think it makes sense to me actually, because when you go on a Disney cruise, it's a very curated experience, right? And the bigger you get and the more people you get, the harder it is to control that, and the harder it is to make those individual impacts on people. You know what I mean, Becky? Right? It's hard to explain.
Absolutely.
But having less people on board and being I went on the Treasure and I went on the Fantasy, and the two, the difference between the two, they're both great. But the Fantasy is, it's just got a different homier feel to it. Even though it's about the same size as the Treasure, it's not that much smaller. But the smaller ship really lets them do more, I feel like. It's just interesting.
Absolutely.
And
then, look, our first one was the first one I did was the Magic. And my thought was I could have gone on the Dream, the Fantasy. This was before the Wish class was out. I'm going to Castaway Cay. One ship goes at a time.
Yeah.
So the capacity is what it is to support the larger ships, but I'm on the smaller ship. So there's less people, which I love.
Yeah.
So I'm all about, because all the amenities, all the infrastructure is the same.
It is.
Why would I want to go where I have to fight more people for the things I want to do when I can go when there's fewer people?
Exactly.
So,
there's only one, Moana meeting people on board, regardless of how large the ship is, right? So if there's 1,000 people trying to meet Moana, as opposed to, as opposed to 2,000 people, a little bit easier, But,
and the Magic and Wonder are the only ones that have the certain parameters. I don't know all the rules, but to fit in the certain ports, for Alaska,
Alaska specifically,
and the same. And then Norway passed some laws that certain size cruise ships can no longer go after I want to say this year, or maybe it was even last year, or it's starting this year, something like that. So some of these bigger ones, you're not going to necessarily see them unless they meet certain environmental standards and size standards. So it's having the capability to maybe go to other places that the really big ones just can't, I think is smart.
It's very smart because it expands the amount of places they can go and expands the variety of their itineraries. And they said that. They straight out said that. So so it's great. It's interesting. They didn't really give a whole lot of detail about what the new ship is going to look like. We just saw these Florida, these several story windows on the side of the ship, and that was about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that was supposed to be.
There's a ship. Here's the announcement. There's a ship.
There's a ship.
That was it.
Yeah, pretty much. We got a little taste. We got something, and also they did confirm that they're doubling their sailings out of San Diego. So a lot of good things for our West Coast folks. So, but anyway, continuing on, we got to talk about Monstropolis.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Exciting things going on here, too. Now, Trevor, I know you really wanted the Glob Theater to have a specific show.
Put that thing back or so help me.
Yes. Unfortunately,
and we're not getting that.
You're not getting your wish. Sorry.
I'm not mad.
Okay.
From what they said, I feel like it's going to have similar energy to that.
Yeah. So it's the show. They've revealed that the show is called Welcome to Monstropolis. They even sang an original song written by Randy Newman for this, which was fun. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
This scene that I'm showing on the screen right here of the concept art seems like a chaotic, hot mess of possibly a lot of fun. Right?
Hopefully, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I know this is hard for a lot of us because Muppet Vision 3D, and all of us are going to be thinking that while we're in this theater, but it looks like a lot of fun.
It is giving similar energy to Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah.
I think. Like it
true.
feels
with the
like
3, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the can flying into the crowd feels like it's going to be a 3D glasses show. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm wondering what these little like 3-eared bunnies are going to be about, which again, I feel like this is going to be a plushie that
1,000%.
They're going to have, right?
Like, there's no way they're not selling that.
Yeah. Also, I like the fact that they're bringing back the Monsters U characters for this because I was actually wondering because like Monsters Inc. takes place after Monsters U, and you don't really hear about those characters. Obviously, like they kind of bring them into the universe later. But I'm glad that they're like it's clear that this show involves like Mike and Sully bringing back those characters, and like I think that's great. I think it'll be a fun show, even though it's not what I expected. But maybe just rehashing that little bit from the movie wouldn't have been the best choice. Like this feels like they can go all kinds of different directions with it now, right? So
yeah,
maybe they'll sneak that line in there somehow.
I'm sure.
I hope so. Yeah. I still think that this is going to result in the show at Magic Kingdom ending. I just think they're going to end it. Even though this is not like an interactive show like that when it's different, I just think they're going to end it. I don't know. I just have a feeling. They haven't announced that, but I just have a feeling. The other thing we found out about, though, is some more information about the other buildings in here. So first of all, Disney clearly just wanted to keep the same pizza making equipment from Pizza Rizzo because they just turned that into another pizza restaurant, which is called Archie's Scare Pig Pizza. Okay. We don't have any concept art of this, but it's about the pig that they stole in Monsters University. So okay. I mean,
great.
Sure. Cool. We've also got the Monsters University Alumni Club, which I'm not entirely sure what this is. It just says it says head on down for a who's who of all the student clubs, fraternities, and sororities at MU.
Yeah, so that's rehashing because there was all the different houses.
But what is it though? Is it like a character greet thing? Is that what we're doing there, or
maybe, or maybe it's just like a walkthrough attraction where they kind of show off the different houses because there was a lot of they really showed up more so in the competitions, but there was implications of all these other houses that they had built up in this universe that don't get a lot of playtime outside of their specific spots in the movie. So maybe they're leaning into that. I mean,
I'm guessing it's a meet and greet.
Yeah. It also feels like something too. Again, this is like a merch opportunity where kind of the same as people buying their favorite Harry Potter schoolhouse merchandise that they can sell Monsters U, Uzma Kappa.
Well, that's going to be at the Scareporium, though. Yeah. That's the Scareporium,
I guess. Yeah,
right next door there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where.
Yeah. So well then, yeah, you have
be a nice air conditioned break. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing Trevor really wants to talk about, though, clearly, is Harry House.
I'm going here. Now I'm making a reservation. I'm going here.
Not only that, though, Trevor, we were hoping that this was going to be the case, but they actually showed a video of it. The chef in there, I guess he's
octopus
monster.
Yeah.
is an actual animatronic that will be operating in the restaurant while you're eating there.
Just doing his thing. Yep.
It's like serving you his own children. It makes really no sense.
It doesn't,
Well,
but that's why it's
not
funny.
necessarily serving octopus.
That's why it's funny. Yeah.
I know.
But
I don't think octopus is on the
It's going to be awesome, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
sort of hope not.
This is like
for that reason.
The animatronic looked awesome too. It just looked really cool.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I just love this. This is basically like upscale Sunny Eclipse going on right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the food selection, unfortunately for you, Tom, is probably not going to be great.
Big old thumbs down for that.
It looks like they're actually, I think they're going to have sushi. Like, that's what it looks like here. Is this guy's eating sushi, which, again, you don't have to eat sushi at a sushi restaurant. They do have other options. It looks like, I'm guessing that the lady there is opening like a ramen bowl or something. And it looks like the kids have like a bento of some sort. You could probably have the kids' bento. I'm sure it'd be fine.
I'm sure it's going to be like monster themed food though too. It's going to be that thing where it looks weird but it tastes good thing.
Yeah.
What were we going to say, Becky? Sorry.
Some quote unquote sushi doesn't have any fish. It's not really
that is
sushi,
true.
but some rolls, I guess I could say.
Get some fruit.
So, sushi by definition is
Get some fruit.
Sushi is actually just vinegar rice. Yeah. Which actually, to that point, Tom, you should really try musubi if you get a chance, because that's using Spam to make it. Which no, don't.
You're not helping him.
Stay with me, okay? We had it at the Island Tower. They actually served musubi at the Island Tower. It was actually, my brother told me about this. I didn't realize what it was. We ordered some. It was fantastic.
Is it still like the seaweed on the outside though? Like that's really that's my big no go. That's my big no go there.
It's
Anyway,
I will enjoy Harryhausen's without you. Also, one of these guys has a Roar Mega Roar jacket.
Oh, they're gonna be selling that. They're gonna be selling that. Yeah. The Sully ears.
I'm so excited for this.
The Sully ears. There's the Sully Mike Wazowski ears over there.
Yeah.
There's very clearly a lounge fly bag floating around right there.
Yeah.
That bag right there is $150. Look out.
I mean so's the jacket. Like
exactly. Yeah. But this place looks awesome. I want to go, Trevor, even if like they, I have to ask them sheepishly for chicken fingers.
We'll find you something on the menu.
Can I get the chicken fingers off the kids menu as like an adult portion, please? But listen, I think this looks really cool. I'm excited for this. Now, one of the things they didn't put out that they showed there was a animated video of the loading station of the roller coaster, which again looks really, really cool. I mean, yeah, I
am so excited, and the fact that they announced that this is actually opening next year.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Without
the roller coaster, though. Without the roller coaster, they kind of made that clear.
Yeah. So they're doing a Galaxy's Edge kind of thing where they're opening the land first, and then the main attraction will come later.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the fact that it's going to be open next year, it means it should be coming up quicker than we think. Even regardless of if the door coaster's not open, this land is going to be just so much fun to go and explore. Like between the show and the restaurant, it just further pluses Hollywood Studios for me specifically. Like it's one more reason for me to actually, for me specifically, this is a huge improvement to Hollywood Studios.
Trevor go back to Hollywood Studios.
Because there hasn't been enough stuff to make me stick around longer than a half day for a while. But and I know y'all are talking about, I haven't been on Rise and all that.
You need to go on Rise.
That's another story. We can talk about that later.
You need to go on Rise. All right. Well, moving to the other highly anticipated land we anticipated that they were going to announce more things about is the aptly named Villains Land. So one of my favorite jokes of the entire night was Bruce Vaughn, the head of Imagineering, comes out and he says, we're going to reveal the official name of Villains Land. And they just put it up on the screen and he goes, it's Villains Land. and
they're like, well, because everything else is named land in Magic Kingdom.
But also he goes, well, what else are we going to call it? And I was like, he's right, though. Like, if they gave it some weird name, everyone's still calling it Villains Land, no matter what, right? Like
Dark Kingdom or anything.
Enter Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Star Wars Land.
You just call it Star Wars Land, right? So like, regardless of the fancy name they give it, we're still going to call it Villains Land. So why not just call it Villains Land? So I'm fine with this. I think it's fine. This logo's awesome too. I mean, it's a cool logo. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I
very heavily Maleficent.
It is.
It's leaning very into Maleficent. Yeah,
I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with the name like that. I think they really are going in the right direction with this. So I also love how they presented this too, like the concept art that they gave, the way that they did it. They did it in storybook form, which is really kind of cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the story we find out now is that that an evil wish poisoned a wishing well. So you're going to like walk through a scary forest to get there, which I think is very cool to walk through the scary forest. And then you're going to come upon this wishing well that's broken and clearly has all this, like stuff coming out of it, which looks like, there's some skeletons with swords in there. There's like eyeballs. There's,
the headless horseman's pumpkin deal.
There's a vine holding a basket over to the right there. Cool.
Oh yeah, weird.
Yeah. Cool. I assume you're going to be able to walk up to this wishing well because there's stairs. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe it's just you're going to see it from far away. I don't know.
There'd have to be a rail on that.
The Rapunzel Tower situation.
Yeah. That actually, I doubt you're going to be able to walk up there. Actually, I take that back because that's trip and fall lawsuit right there waiting to happen.
This is going to be the same problem as the Mexico Pavilion, where they're going to have to put signs saying, please do not climb. Because,
they'll just have to put a natural barrier of some kind in there. Maybe just like, maybe they'll have the steps like break off at a certain point so you can't like actually climb them.
Oh, that as part of like think that'll stop people?
No, it won't stop people, but it won't stop people. But I'm hoping all this green stuff they have coming out of this well is like really lit up cool at night, especially, because I don't know what that's going to be made out of, but like, I don't know. It looks really cool. And they better have like a green smoke like flowing around all the time too. Like, so, all right. So that's how it starts. So the next part we get to is the Maleficent coaster. So they very clearly, Bruce Vaughan said multiple times, we've heard a lot of the rumors that are out there. So we want to kind of dispel some of those because there has been a lot of rumors, right? There has been a lot of, talk about this. Now, this doesn't really give us a whole lot more than what we already knew, right? Like the only piece of concept art we had before was this coaster and like a crater of some sort, right? This is a little different. We can see the train. I don't know if the train's going to look like that, and it looks like it's coming from below. I don't know.
Inside of the briar patch. Is what it is. Yeah.
This is the one that they said is going to have. This coaster will have some attributes they've never used.
That's what they said, right? That they've never used.
Yeah, they said
Disney.
Never in a Disney
means.
ride.
Yeah.
So
what does that mean? That is a good. I wondered that too, Becky. I was like, what do you mean by that?
Because they have. I don't know. Are there anything with corkscrews? There's stuff that has loops, but
we have inversions.
Rock and Roller.
Yeah. Yeah. Rock and Roller Coaster has inversions. So they've done inversions on Disney rides before. Yeah. I mean,
and then foreign parks have a loop. They're like talking the Avengers, one of them. Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean,
that was something that caught my attention.
Yeah, maybe it's like the only other thing I could think of is like there's like the hang time elements in the Universal Velocicoaster. Like it's not just an inversion; it's a held inversion, which is not something that a lot of people are doing or they're like usually there's just an inversion but not that. So I mean it could be something like that. But
then you
also
got like the locker situation. Tron already sucks.
Well, but if you look at the train though, if this is accurate, there's not even a lap bar going on here.
Yeah, that is true. It doesn't look like an extreme coaster kind of situation.
I mean,
interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. So the quote was, he said the Imagineering team teased that this coaster will include elements they've never attempted before on similar attractions. So it is set to be a groundbreaking project. That's really all they said. I mean, they said you'll race through the enchanted briars. It is an exhilarating coaster experience where you come face to face with the mistress of all evil herself, Maleficent. I'm anticipating a giant dragon animatronic.
The dragon
there better be, right?
Yeah.
You'll race through the enchanted briars surrounding her frightening mountaintop fortress if you're feeling brave enough. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I know a lot of the rumors about this were that they were taming this down and it was going to be more like Slinky Dog kind of intensity. But I mean, I don't know. They didn't really reveal much. I mean, saying exhilarating, there's marketing talk, really, right? But
sure.
Yeah, we don't really know.
We'll see, I guess.
There's different levels of exhilarating.
It's true.
Yeah.
They did confirm the second ride though, which is going to be a boat ride, which is the Mirror Realm Dark Ride in Villains Land. So they're saying you're going to be under Villains Land. But this is what you were talking about before, Becky, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
This looks like the trackless boat technology again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would make sense for this kind of ride. Yeah.
Smart and awesome.
Yes. It's about time they brought that tech over here, right? Like they probably were just waiting for the right time for it, right? I mean, I also think the Avatar thing, they didn't talk about the Avatar ride they're building over at Disneyland, but I have a feeling it's going to be that too. Because that boat ride looks a lot more than Navi River Journey. It looks,
not hard to do.
No, tell us how you really feel about Navi River Journey, Becky. I
hate it.
Yeah.
Fair, easy. Yeah. Something interesting with this though, because it is this mirror realm thing that they're proposing. I'm wondering if they could get a bit of a Star Tours treatment to it, where because you have a bunch of different villains, and maybe that's been part of the challenge, is that it's like, well, we have a fairly large list of villains, but over time the popular villains change. It's they can add new ones into the fold, based on new movies and stuff. I'm wondering if this is going to be set up in such a way that maybe you don't get the same ride twice, because
rotate options. Yeah.
Good.
Because you're going through a mirror thing, so maybe it's like it changes, and it might not even be like that drastic, but it also might be like that same thing with Runaway Railway, where it's like every 1 in 20 rides you see the Loch Ness monster on it, kind of thing. Like there's little like things that change that you won't see on every ride. So this has a lot of potential, I think, as far as boat rides go. That they don't have to, or we all think of we all assume current pirates in our head, right?
Yeah.
And really, this is going to be just as impressive as anything else that we've seen in recent history, right? So
I agree. I mean,
they don't throw Hades in this.
Oh yeah,
on a boat ride, they're missing many marks.
Hades needs to be in it. I agree with that. This piece of concept art is basically all we know, right? Like they gave very few details. They just said it's a dark ride. There's going to be a bunch of different villains. There's going to be a combination of special effects and physical set pieces. That's all we got.
All right.
Right. Now, they also could, besides the trackless boat technology, they also could be using Mack rides. I always forget if it's Mack or Mack. Has this thing called Rocking Boat, which is that Dollywood ride that goes on it goes from track to boat. They could do that too. I mean, they're not opposed to using ride systems that are not their own. But I don't know. It doesn't. There's no way to really know if that's what they're doing here or not. I'm thinking it's just what they're using at Pirates, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
It is, the boat in here is a little bit bigger than the one we were looking at in the Coco.
Was it? Is it though? I feel like
because the Coco one's only two
rows with a few
3D.
Yeah. Well, they are dealing with a smaller footprint at Disneyland than here, right? Like they basically have theoretically unlimited space for this ride, right? Whereas Coco, they don't really.
Yeah.
So, so I don't know. That's the information we got. I also, maybe we're getting a Cruella ride. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a very confusing piece of the presentation where Cruella says, I need to have my own attraction or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
she was.
Yeah. And then for a second, everything pauses and I'm like, okay, they're going to announce one more thing, that there's a third attraction here that nobody knew about. And then just Beck comes out. And I was like, what?
Just awkwardly, the Imagineer was like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, he was like, ha.
And nothing.
It's like,
and it's just staring at her.
It's like,
okay.
What are you doing?
Like, what? Did Glenn Close just like, improv that one? And now, poor Bruce Vaughn's going to have to answer for that at some point.
The talent went off the rails, and that's why you don't do this stuff live.
Yeah, it's, I guess. I don't know. But it was just weird because it felt like it was, I don't know. It just felt like they were about to announce
there are
something
too many
else.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe there is a third ride and they just didn't say anything about it now. I don't know. I have no idea.
No.
But anyway, well, let's move on to the last two things here. We're at the end somehow. I say somehow. It's been almost 2.5 hours. I don't know how we've gone that went by very quickly. So Tomorrowland is finally getting a reimagining at Disneyland. Now, we don't know when. We don't know the details of any of it. Also, just Disneyland, which this has been rumored for a long time now, right? So a long time. So I'm sure you Disneyland folks right there are very pleased about this, even though we don't have details.
I think there's two things with this. Is one, the picture lends itself to, they're just prettying up it's the current Space Mountain. They're giving it a facelift, making everything look nice. The interesting thing, or I think a lot of people were thinking about with this was, okay, what about the People Mover? And
I was really expecting them to say it. I really was.
And this is a dangerous thing, though, because this can actually swing one of two ways. Is that they're saying we're cleaning up Tomorrowland, we're making it new and improved. That may come at the sacrifice of the People Mover track, because if they need to do huge renovations to Tomorrowland, part of that may be ripping out the People Mover, or they may be factoring that in and going, hey, we're going to actually rebuild the People Mover as part of this, or get it back into operation. It's 50-50 at this point. Well, I think they deliberately left that as like
they did.
Right.
We'll see. Right.
Well, because if you read what they put out, they said Walt Disney Imagineers are already beginning to dream up the next chapter of innovation and storytelling. So they intend to do this, but they don't have any plans at this point. Like they're just starting, and it says with new attractions, more open spaces, and new places for Disneyland guests to dream about the future. So the vagary of that,
Well, the place I dream about the future is on the People Mover. So
yeah,
I
some models.
Yeah. I have to believe they're going to do it at some point. They have to.
I really hope they do. I'm lucky that I've gotten to ride both versions of the People Mover, or it's like the West Coast and the East Coast version, and the West Coast one had a very distinct charm to it. It is a different system than the one that's used in Disney World. I hope they're not discounting how much people actually want to see it back. Like I know there has been the constant churn about it, but that's a huge undertaking. Fixing that track, it's not just a matter of fix the few structural issues. This is like a full redo.
Yeah, rebuild the whole thing. Rebuild the whole thing.
Which, but maybe that's what the plan is we're going to get People Mover 2.0, and it's going to be a whole new track system, whole new everything. I hope it's something like that, and I hope that they're not just. I worry that they're going to cut their losses and be like, look at all this, it looks beautiful now, but it's missing a big part of what it was, right? So
they also say
that's my only concern.
We cannot wait to reveal more about the plans for the transformation of Tomorrowland in the years ahead.
Yeah.
Years ahead.
This is a 5+ year thing.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. Yeah.
I do think they're going to go nostalgic route here. Yesterday's tomorrow today makes me feel they're going to go nostalgic, right?
They realize that there is a certain appeal of that 1964 World Fair version of it that they want to maintain for sure. But yeah, like I said, part of that is they don't need the People Mover per se, but they kind of need the People Mover.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, yesterday's tomorrow is today anyway, so
it's true.
So thinking about today, tomorrow, and maybe yesterday. Right. I don't know.
It's a fair point, Becky. I took it as a hint, but okay.
I hope it is.
I mean, because they do say in the thing they put out that they're really kind of hearkening back to the original vision of Tomorrowland. So I don't know. We'll see.
They got to get ready for the 75th anniversary. So
bingo. Yeah. All right, guys. Last but not least, the thing that gave me goosebumps for the evening. I literally, it happened, and I was like, I'm not even joking. It was 1:00 in the morning when this happened finally, because I'm on the East Coast of the Pacific, and I was a little behind. So literally 1:00 in the morning, I'm the only one awake in my house, and this happens, and I literally went I got so excited I almost yelled, and I was like, "Oh, everyone's sleeping! Shut up!" So, by the way, this is not the Dreamfinder. If you're watching this on video, the real Dreamfinder. This is Neil Patrick Harris dressed like the Dreamfinder, which is hilarious in its own right. Mm-hmm. But we are finally getting a Figment redo,
proper redo and proper return of Dreamfinder.
Proper return of Dreamfinder,
because he's been gone for a hot minute,
a long time now. Honestly, I think most fans would be okay if they just redid the original with the technology that happens now. I don't even know if you have to reinvent the wheel here. Just take it back. Just go back to the original. Most of us would be pleased with that, and just use new technology to make it even cooler. Right? I mean,
yeah. Okay. So the only thing, sorry, I'm going to argue for the fact that Figment has evolved over time. And the original iteration of Figment, I don't think is quite as fun as the current version of Figment.
Okay.
Because he has changed as the ride has changed. I think there has to be a mixture of the two. I think, you bring back Dreamfinder, you bring back some elements of the original, but
bring back the full track. Bring back the full track.
But I think they need to keep the current version of Figment intact.
I'm fine with that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I have said before, I think this should be a trackless ride. I think they should tear the entire inside of this out and start over again. That's where I'm at this point. I think there's so much they can do with a trackless ride with Figment and with imagination and things like that. I just think it works really well. Are they going to do that? Probably not. But even if you just bring back the rest of the track, they cut that ride in half, basically. Put it back to where it was, and bring back the Dreamfinder, and that's all you got to do, and it's going to make everybody really happy. And this, honestly, when they kept saying, we hear you and we're listening to you, this to me, along with the Yeti and Tomorrowland, were them really, putting the money where their mouth is and saying, we actually are listening to you and we're doing the things that you want us to do, which is this. I mean, this is what we want, right? Nobody's going to be nostalgic for this version of Figment. They're just not.
What do you think, Becky?
I never saw the Dreamfinder stuff. I never.
You don't have a feeling about
Figment
one way or the other?
is so far off my radar of anything I really care about because, again, I didn't experience it. I enjoy the concept of it, and I like how it fits into EPCOT, and I totally understand how that works for everyone. Just personally, I have no nostalgia for it at all. I do get it, and I do like bringing the imagination back, bringing all of that into EPCOT to, I'm very much the World's Fair stuff is really the time frame that I really like Disney history. I mean, I like a lot of further back stuff too, but that's Carousel Progress is one of my favorites, the World's Fair, all of that stuff. And then this kind of EPCOT idea is my nerddom, I think. So I get it. But personally, I can't be thank God they're bringing it back because I don't care. But I am excited.
Wow.
For the concept of it. And I totally agree with you that, redoing everything while having heavy nods to the original situation, but having the trackless ride, having stuff that can lend itself to being different based on what happens to be right then, makes it more of an imagination than just going on a track. So
that's why I think trackless lends itself so well to what Figment is, right?
Care about trackless, but I think it makes more sense, like what you're saying. I get it.
You don't care about
trackless? Yeah, I mean it.
So I'll argue. trackless they've done some cool stuff with trackless rides, but it's not for everybody. The problem with these trackless rides too, and sorry, I speak from personal experience, is that I have somebody in my house who is very sensitive to motion sickness, and the danger with trackless rides is that they push it a little bit too far, and it makes it, even though there's no height requirement, it still becomes something that not everybody can enjoy. Whereas the track rides can, just by nature of it being a more predictable experience in that way, like you know where the track is going, you know what the ride is going to do. I think that makes it more enjoyable, and I don't think everything needs to be a trackless ride. I think the way that Figment is laid out, it can still be on a track, like you said. It can just go back to using the full track system, and just improving on what is already there. I will say, that track system, I think, honestly, probably needs to be ripped out at this point, just because of what they've done to it and the age and everything. This is a monkey's paw wish, though. I should point out, because we're all talking about like, oh, great, they're going to update Figment. Hey, the DVC lounge is right on top of Figment, and do you think that will survive a redo of Figment?
Doesn't affect me.
I like those Coke freestyle machines. I stop in that lounge regularly, and I use those Coke freestyle machines, and that is a great break in the middle of the day. And yes, I know
it's it by months is all.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not like the deal breaker, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping we get the best of all worlds from this redo, right? Like
I agree.
It is a dangerous thing that it's like they can redo it, but aspects of it end up being worse, right? And again, they just kind of said like, we're doing it, and it's like
I think they've learned from the mistakes. I do. I believe that they have.
But there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to make everyone happy anyway. So
you're right.
Whatever they do will be great, I'm sure.
All right, so Trevor, that concludes the parks panel. We had made predictions about what we thought was going to be announced many episodes ago. And so I thought it was really important that we hold ourselves accountable to the predictions that we made, right? Now, some of these were very ambitious, right? Some of them were very ambitious. We knew they probably weren't going to be true. But we said them anyway, right? So let's do these really quick, because we are 2.5 hours in here. We probably should wrap it up, even though
we should call this after this. Yeah.
Even though we have other stuff, let's forget it. We've done like 5 hours of content this weekend, so let's call it a day. But okay, so we'll start on my side. My first one was a permanent Bluey land attraction. That was a big no, fail on my part. I still think it's going to happen, just maybe not this year.
I mean, the stuff in, or I guess it's not permanent what they've done in Animal Kingdom,
they didn't announce it. I said they were going to announce something permanent. They didn't.
Right.
So
fair. Okay.
Now Spaceship Earth overhaul. Congrats to me, fireworks. I said it. We got it. I also called Figment.
Which you got that in under the wire too, I will say. That was literally that was the last thing they did. It was like, just everything else was done, and they just like announced that. So you barely got that one.
I'm gonna call the Tomorrowland reimagining a partial correct, because they are reimagining Tomorrowland, just not at Magic Kingdom.
Well, you did say at Magic Kingdom.
I did. Okay, you know what? You're right. So we'll do incorrect for that one. And I just had a general Disney Cruise Line updates. I think boom, correct. Okay.
How do you not get that right?
You have to get that. That's easy, right? Now I did say new DVC resort and new DVC member lounge. So that's a whole bunch of thumbs down, because I got both of those very wrong. I also said Disney Skyliner expansion. Nope. No expansion to Star Wars Land, no drone show, and no Marvel. So this was a disaster, just raining down thumbs down for me.
But hey, you got a couple of good key ones.
I got a couple. I got three. I got three out of 11.
Yeah.
Now, Trevor.
I mean, I don't think I did much better.
No, you didn't. Trevor said that there was going to be a Zootopia ride and land. That was a thumbs down. Wonders of Life Pavilion. We need to just keep hoping.
I'm sad that they didn't even touch on that. Like,
Nope.
But I don't think there's enough noise about it.
Now, I am going to give you Monstropolis opening window because they did say 2027, so that's a win for you. Unfortunately for you, no DVC new DVC resort announced for Epcot entrance. So we're going to keep dreaming on that one. Villains Land Thrill Coaster, you got it. I'm going to give you that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't. This says specific details. We got some details. Maybe Is this more of a partially correct? You're still,
Yeah, I think it was a partial.
It was a partial
because I think we knew it from the previous concept art, but they haven't really said too much about what it is yet.
Yeah. And then I don't
know. They said that it's going to have unused elements.
Some elements that
Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind had unused elements, so I feel like we're gonna give it to them, but this is not my show.
Thanks for the assist.
All right, fine. You know what? Fine. I'll give him a credit. Okay. Fine. All right. Then Hollywood Studios drone show. We can keep wishing for those because we're not getting it anytime soon. Seemingly. Although that's the thing, they can announce on a Tuesday and it can happen in like a couple weeks. So, who knows? And then, a Fifth Gate announcement, we're going to keep wishing on that one too, Trevor.
Yeah, that was entirely a left field thing when I said it. I knew
we made some bold
I would have been crazy. Yeah, that would have been crazy if they had done that. But I mean, still considering all things that, I think we did all right. I mean, that it could have been worse. And also it's funny just looking back on the list that, really there is a lot of stuff that they just didn't touch on.
They didn't.
So,
yeah. To be fair, there's a lot going on, right? So they can only touch on so many things. So
yeah.
All right. Well, listen. And by the way, if you're not watching this on video, there's a little video piece to what we just did. So I encourage you to watch this on YouTube.
You can come find us on YouTube
or Spotify.
You can watch the end of the episode to see what we're talking about.
But listen, that does it for D23 for the parks panel, at least. I know Trevor had his eye on an animatronic tiki bird that they're selling there. We were going to talk about that, but we talked too long. So, it's very long, but there's a lot to talk about. So go check out that tiki bird because I think I kind of want it too, even though it's $250. Thank you, Becky, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
That was awesome.
We had a lot of fun. I hope everybody else did too. So thanks for watching or listening, and we'll talk to you again next week. I feel like I should say something like "There's a great big beautiful tomorrow" or something, because this is all Carousel of Progress themed. But that feels
how did. I can't remember how they did the transitions on the show at this point.
Just imagine the song is playing and where the theater's rotating and then we're disappearing. Bye.
Thank you everyone for attending our carousel of I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Thanks everyone. Bye.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.